Yes, guys, welcome back to the Irish Hotspur with your boys, Dave and Jack. And it really is Christmas, the season of giving. That's 2 live shows today. You guys are being absolutely spoiled. But we have plenty to talk about this evening. And of course, Monday evenings are all about you guys out there. So get on and have your say. The link is up in the community section for all you fan show members. So make sure you click on it. Get on and have your say. And of course, it will be the last one before Christmas. So make sure you come on and have your say as well. But Jack, we've plenty to talk about. Tottenham opening talks with first of all, how rude of me. How are you first, sir?
I'm all right. It's a stormy Monday, maybe from just all the forest tears and the deforestation that we might have caused, from Nottingham has arrived here in Brooklyn. So anybody maybe in the area, please, wear your rain garments, wear your, umbrellas, keep dry, people, because it has been a stormy one. But yeah, Dave, I'm doing all right. Looking forward to, I think, in a way, kind of more transfer news kind of sort of coming up, because now we're kind of being linked with kind of more players leaving and more players kind of coming in. Of course, kind of the center back situation, we're getting a bit more confirmed news on. And I'm kind of looking forward to maybe sort of just some changes at Tottenham Hotspur that could be due in the next month or so.
Hopefully, some big changes to the squad, Jack. We've got 4 or 5 players there this season that haven't contributed at all. Lloris, Dier, Session, people like that, So we need massive changes this January to be able to bolster the squad options for the next part of the season. Just give me one moment as well, because the under-21s are also in action tonight in the Premier League too. Again, your boy has it on in the background, so he'll be doubling up. We've got, just to give everyone the starting lineup, Keeley was in goals, Lyons, Foster, and Dorrington formed the centre-back partnership with Ashcroft at right-back, Robson at left-back, Craig Kieran-Menton in midfield. Then you've got Sunsup Bell on the right, Donnelly in the sort of cam role with Santiago on the left, and Will Lancashire up front. So that's the under-21 lineup tonight, taking on Leeds. And I'll keep you up to date as we go on how they're getting on there. Of course, we are specifically on Donnelly watch and Dorrington watch, with them two being in and around the first team. So we'll let you know how they get on as we go on. But Jack,
Adrian Choka, by the way, also joining you, kind of heard around the grounds. He's also keeping up with the game here, saying Spurs under 21s and Leeds under 21 is on Spurs Play, everybody. He's also saying after 8 minutes, still 0-0. So he's also going to be doubling up as well. Well done to you, Adrian Choka. But yes, Dave, you're about to get through the news, I believe.
Yeah, just quickly, Jack, we'll have our say on it, and then we'll get people on. Tottenham, they opening talks with John Claire Todibo, the 23-year-old French centre-back playing for Nice. And look, I also read something earlier on where Todibo's representatives have supposedly already met with Tottenham, registering their interest in the move. And now I think it's just at the stage if Tottenham want to pull the trigger and negotiate that fee with Nice to try and get him in here. So there is an opportunity to be able to get this one done early. Jack, does this sort of caliber of centre-back coming in here excite you?
I think it does. I think it would be sort of in line with what people like yourself, Sean, are kind of looking for in a more of a quality type of center back that can, try to at least challenge for the first team. Isn't maybe automatically, considered maybe a backup straight away. I don't think Todibo outright replaces anybody, but I think he is talented enough and good enough that he would be challenging in and around that first team and giving a good challenge to whoever it may be that's playing ahead of him. He plays at the moment more on the right than he really does on the left, because I think it's Dante that plays on the left for OGC Nice. And really fair credit to Dante for, playing at such a high level at whatever 40, 50 years old that he must be. But apparently that Nice team, in a way are a bit similar to Spurs. They, have their center backs sort of take control of a lot of the possession. Both he and Dante are like, leading sort of, I believe, Liga as well as sort of Europe and a lot of sort of like progressive type passing stats.
How's he still around Dante?
It's very impressive, and it's more impressive that he and Todibo are also playing such a progressive type of style, like in that OGC Nice team. It's not like just a 40 or 50-year-old just getting it, kind of cleared and, Tarkovsky or sort of Ben Mee style. He is still trying to play football and still trying to play out from the back. And Todibo's been a part of it. You could even sort of maybe compare it to sort of, I know Sven Botman was left-footed, but didn't he have what was his name? Like Jose Font or whatever it was, right next to him. That was sort of like a good partnership of a very old, center back in Liga right next with a very young, talented one. And I would say Dante and Todibo is probably a better version of that, but kind of a
Mm,
similar type of relationship between a very experienced player and a very young,
mm,
talented player. I like Todibo. I don't watch, a ton of Liga, but
mm,
what I've heard from other people that know more than I do about Liga
mm,
is that he is very talented. And I have
mm,
been sort of, following at least OGC Nice a little bit in that they, have been sort of, hitting in and around sort of the European places in Liga the
mm.
past few seasons, and they're a pretty decently run club for the most part.
And he's supposed to be very, very highly rated. And I think,
Yeah.
there's been sort of a lot of interest from some big clubs around Europe. Now, none of them have really pulled the trigger on him. Let's see if we can get in there and steal the march. But look, what's most important on this one, and sort of spoke about with Sean earlier on, is, in order for this one to get over the line, Postecoglou has to like the character of the Tadibo, what he's about, and how he lives his life right off the field as well. When you look at some of the signings we've made so far this season, Postecoglou had phone calls with them and stuff like that, So, but look, let's wait and see what happens. Very, very highly rated. And I think it'd be a good signing to come in here and be able to push the likes of Van de Ven and Romero, which is what we want. We don't want a guy coming here just accepting the backup role. We want him to believe
Yeah.
that he can get in that first team. And I have no doubt this kid will. So let's wait and see what happens on that. But people in the chat, please let us know your thoughts on that. Also, hopefully this is my early Christmas present. Roma are interested in Eric Dier, Jack. He is definitely leaving, but can Spurs get it done in January, do you think? Because look, he can start negotiations with European clubs on a free move for the summer from the 1st of January. But if a club negotiate or get Dier to agree with that, they can also come back to Tottenham and negotiate to try and get it done in January so that he can get that move done in January. Surely it's in Spurs' best interest to get this one off the books nice and early, right?
Yeah, it would be nice to get him off the books early, also because he occupies a very valuable, foreign or non-homegrown spot in this squad. And if the longer he sort of stays here doing nothing, in a way, he is taking up a very valuable position in this team that probably could be given to a player like a Todibo, could be given to somebody else that we could go after from sort of the transfer market that doesn't need to be necessarily a homegrown player. Also, Eric Dier. Ange has mentioned this before. I think you probably would agree with Ange, probably because you've mentioned it before. But having players around the team that aren't necessary, that sort of have one foot out the door, aren't really there, sort of, let's say, kind of in motivation to sort of be, for the long haul, there for sort of the project. Guys that know that they're not really wanted, that sort of thing. We've had trouble with these sort of players in the past. I think they have sort of maybe caused sort of kind of rifts in the squad, or maybe caused sort of kind of some clicks and things like that. And they can maybe not be sort of the best sort of, I don't know, characters in and around the team. And so I just think maybe a guy like Eric Dier, not going to accuse him of being a complete distraction or anything like that, but just the fact that he probably does have one foot out the door is sort of kind of in and out of the squad, really, not even the first team, more like in the squad. He's lucky if he even makes the bench. He might be sort of, pretty upset, with where he is at the moment, kind of at Spurs. So I think that's also a smart reason to get him out here. But Dave, it came from Last Word on Spurs, from their Twitter account. That's where I saw it. And then I think they were, referencing some sort of magazine, published this. And I'm not sure about the Roma links. Like, that seems like a bit of a stretch, but I wouldn't doubt that Spurs are going to try to, fasten a move for him in January.
Yeah, look, I wonder is the fact that, the Tadibo and the Dier news sort of linked together, that they're expecting Dier out of here very, very quickly in January. And, that means they freeze up that sort of foreign spot in the squad to bring him in. Because, look, Spurs can bring him in anyway and just deregister Dier if that's what they have to do or want to do.
True.
But, I the way Spurs do business. They usually one out, one in sort of style. So they could be linked. Let's wait and see on that. But hopefully it's an early Christmas present. And look, in order for it to happen in January, we need Dier's injuries to clear up, don't we? So yeah, it'd be great if they could just clear up all of a sudden and he could go. Also, Bissouma picks up a red card. Lo Celso still injured. Who sort of comes in that deeper role in the midfield. Is it Højbjerg? Is it Skip? People like that. We'll have a discussion on that. Me and Jack won't get into that because we'll talk plenty on that sort of,
sure.
on the build up to the game and stuff like that. Do Spurs have a disciplinary issue? Are we hurting ourselves with these cards too much? Look, I'm of the opinion I actually don't mind being the most aggressive team in the league at all. But again, look, that's a good discussion we'll have with Brad and other people in the background. So we'll just wait to get into that rather than give away our opinion straight away. And one that I threw in there as well. There was rumours today that Saudi sort of the league are still interested in Richarlison. What do we do? Would you cash in if the offer was 40 to 60 million and look to go again? Or do you give the guy to the end of the season? But look, I'll ask you on this one, Jack, because, I know that everyone will have plenty of thoughts on this, but we'll get your thoughts on it nice and early. What would you do?
Well, the darkest thought came to my head, which was in a lot of cases for certain players, their form can sort of turn up around the transfer window. And, I don't know, maybe Richarlison's form has sort of turned up around the time that he could be moved on this January, but I don't really believe that's the case. I think he has been shown a lot of faith by Ange Postecoglou. He seems to want to try to, do his best here. And, I think he knows that he's sort of, on sort of a tricky place right now with his career at Spurs, but I think he wants to set it right, set it straight. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Saudi Arabia are still interested. And considering his recent form, the fact that he is sort of, I think, a big media presence too, like he does come with kind of a big social media following, sort of just a lot of attention as well. There are already a lot of Brazilian players and Portuguese speaking players in sort of the Saudi Pro League anyways. So it's not like he wouldn't be, completely like a fish out of water over there. He would probably have, a lot of people that he's already knows and recognizes and things like that. So if Richarlison ends up going there, I'd be really surprised. He doesn't really seem like that sort of player, but I don't know, like that. I'm not also that surprised that, the Saudi Pro League are still pushing for him, because it wasn't too long ago that he didn't have really probably a lot going for him in a Spurs shirt or really at all with sort of his next destination.
Just quickly, Leeds had a massive chance there, but a great save by Josh Keeley, 1-on-1. Keeps the scores at 0-0. But look, when it comes to Richarlison, I remember saying to you, only a couple of weeks ago, Jack, that, a long week or things can change very, very quickly within sort of a week for a player in football. A week is sort of a long time. And with Richarlison, that saying seems to come true. But look, he's not out of the woods yet. He needs to do it consistently. Would I sit here and still hang my bets on Richarlison to be able to be that 20, 25 goal a season striker that we need at this club and that we've always sort of had at this club? I'm still not there yet. However, I am of the opinion if he can nab you 15 goals a season and you can bring someone else in, which is what we need anyway, regardless. There's merits for Richarlison to get his game time against low block teams and someone else to come in here and help exploit that high line against high line teams where you need to be crisp and clean with possession and stuff like that. But one thing I'll give Richarlison is he is improving. And I think if that offer comes in, I think it'll come down to him. Does he want to sort of get out of it and end what would you maybe call it his nightmare, or does he want to stick around and actually just play in a competitive league and actually try and achieve something at a reasonable standard rather than take the easy route out? But also, Postecoglou seems to like the guy. Postecoglou seems to pick him. So look, let's wait and see what happens on that. But for me, I don't think in January, I think we're just making more stupid decisions if we do that. I'd actually personally give him to the end of the season and wait till then, because I don't back the club to go out and spend what it takes, to bring in a player at 70, 80 sort of million that can come in here and guarantee you goals.
They didn't even use all the Kane money. Would they even use all the Richarlison money, right? Like, would they use all the Richarlison money if it came in, for the Saudi Pro League? Maybe not. So it's also a fair point. And in January, you'd have to pay top dollar.
Exactly. And we're going to be charged a premium for whoever we go after. So, and we know as a club, we're not going to pay them. So for me, I think, look, you got to give him till the end of the season at this point. And if he can continue that run, if he can score a couple at Everton or even one, another one at Brighton and another one at Bournemouth, all of a sudden, the conversation and the whole narrative completely changes around. And what I will say is his stats ain't too bad. Was it 13, 14 games, 4 goals, 3 assists? So he's averaging sort of something every second game, which is not bad. Now look, I would say it needs to improve a little. It's actually not bad, to be fair to the guy. But look, let's welcome some people into the chat. Let's see who we've got with us, and then let's crack on and start speaking to some of the Spurs nuts in the background. Who have we got here with us? We've got Mark. He says it's time to get rid of Celso. He is made of glass. Look, if I say that, and I'll be killed by the Celso fan base, but look, me personally, I think the rumors are out there at the minute. They're not gonna sort of loan Celso out or sell him. However, I think if a club came in with the right money, they'd take the cash and look to do something else in that area, Mark, to be honest with you, my man. But I agree with you. For me, I would sell him. People say he's had a couple of good games. I'm sorry, I just can't get over the fact that I had to wait 4 years for 2 goals. Eric Smith says he does seem to get injured an awful lot. I think he'll be off to pastures new either in January or the summer, along with quite a few players. Look, I also don't believe the Premier League suits Lo Celso either. I think he suits the sort of slower game, the Italian or the Spanish sort of game, rather than the Premier League with the physicality and the robustness of it. Great work by me. Honestly, this green tea is making me concentrate. Derek Smith says it's 7 p.m. somewhere. Do apologise. You know your boys, we like to turn up late, but at least we turn up fashionably late. That's what I would say. You know, we turn up with a bit of fashion, Derek. Good to see you, know. Big up, Adrian Schrocker. Great to see you in the building, my man. Nomad says, giving up on the Celso. Oh, look, I never believed in the redemption arc in the first place, to be honest with you, my man. But big up, Nomad. Emuval Randomized says, ho, 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 Merry Spursmas. Well, of course, this is the last fan show before Christmas, so we will be wishing everybody, you know, a very happy Christmas and stuff like that and that. So, same to you, my man. Very Merry Spursmas. I better go back. Big up. Merry Spursmas to you as well, Mr. Schrocker, Nomad. Merry Spursmas. Derek Smith, Merry Spursmas. And also Mark, Merry Spursmas to you as well. Also, John Fitzpatrick, how's the cold weather back in Ireland? Usually it was summertime for you where you were out living. Now it's wintertime. How are you dealing with the cold? And also, happy Christmas to you and the family, brother. Hopefully you enjoying yourself back in the motherland. James Yid Paratrooper says, if we can hang on and stay at least 6 to 8 points from the top of the table by the end of February, we have a great chance to win the league after we start in March. Don't get Dermot started already, James. Don't get him started already. But you know what? I'll be honest. I did sit there looking at the Premier League table last night. I was like, with all the injury crisis we've had, 6 points off the top.
Yeah.
No Europe. We got players coming back. We've got a January window to be able to add a bit more strength in depth. I mean, it ain't impossible. It really isn't impossible at all. We've definitely got an outside
or even the
chance.
perspective of our original expectations. Our original expectations were like, I think a lot of us would have said, if we had finished around, you know, Europa League spots, we would have said, yeah, that's like, you know, a pretty great season, you know, for Postecoglou. And that's where he's sitting right now, despite all of the injuries and all of the mess that he's had to go through. He's sitting clean and confidently 5 points clear or whatever it is in that fifth spot. You know, even Man United and the rest of the teams are like 4 or 5 points behind him. So it is impressive.
And also, with Man City not playing this weekend, with Liverpool, Arsenal playing each other, it's absolutely imperative we beat Everton at the weekend. You know, if that ends in a draw, or hopefully Liverpool beat Arsenal, I just don't want them being top of the table for Christmas Day. That'd absolutely put a sour taste on my dinner. But you know, if even if that ends in a draw and we can win, all of a sudden that points gap closes to what, 4 points? I mean, you know, it'd be a nice place to be in. It's not a place I expected to be in, to be honest with you, this quick into Ange Postecoglou's regime. But big up, Jamesy boy. Also, big up, DB. Good to see you in the building, sir, and hopefully you're keeping well, my man. And really appreciate all the support this year. And also a happy Christmas to you, DB, and also James as well. We're only saying happy Christmas to everyone now, just in case we don't see you between now and Christmas. We know people will be traveling, last minute shopping, sent out to do stuff. I get it all. We get it. So, you know, we're just going to say it now just in case we miss you. Where 13 says, although I love listening to what you guys have to say each live show, but I wouldn't mind listening to the intro music for the whole stream. The instrumental is just insane. Keep up the good work, guys. Do you know what, Malware? I thought you were about to ridicule us there for a minute, but I really appreciate the backhanded compliment, my man. Yeah, look, it's absolutely ace, my man. It really is. It gets people pumped. Yeah, it gets people pumped, especially on match days. I mean, that's what we want, right? We try and think about every last sort of detail and stuff like that, as you can see. So I really appreciate the feedback on that, my man. Big yourself up. And also, happy Christmas to you and the family.
Big on Malware.
Also, Spurs GCTV. Good evening, guys. Just earlier on, Davy Shire gifted you an Irish Hotspur membership, my man. So please, if he's in here tonight, make sure you thank him for that as well. Big up Spurs GCTV and happy Christmas to you as well. Also, KPV member for 20 months. Absolutely outstanding service. Hopefully you're keeping well. He says Richarlison will score against his old club Everton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but he won't celebrate. Come on, you Spurs. I'm going for a 4-1 Spurs win. Jack, do you envision doing the pigeon next Saturday night?
I would love to be doing the pigeon 3 times in a row, with Richarlison. I think that would just, like I said, put so much distance, between himself and sort of the pressure around him, probably needing to leave. I think he did himself a big, massive favor in getting that other goal against Forest, especially in such a crucial goal right before halftime. But KPV, if he grabs another one against Everton, I think people will start to maybe turn a little bit on Richarlison, and definitely maybe turn towards, maybe more positive sort of kind of outlook on him. Will he do a celebration of some kind? Likely not. I think he really does have a
I'd
very
love it.
sort of he enjoys a bit of housery, but he really does have a real love and connection to Everton. I think that is probably where his best ever days, his best ever football has been played in his career. And they really showed a lot of faith in him and had sort of, a lot of love for him. So I imagine he will, if he did a pigeon, that would be great. Maybe just like a really small pigeon dance, just like with a few, maybe, sort of head nods. That'd be nice, KPV. But if he doesn't, I wouldn't blame him. Dave and I can do the pigeon for him.
Well, look, there'll be 60 other thousand people in the ground doing it for him, and about another 100,000, 200,000 worldwide doing it for him. So if he doesn't, we'll take the onus on us to make sure it happens, KPV. But pick yourself up, my man, and hopefully you have a good Christmas this year, my man.
Thank you for your
Good to see
service,
you in the
KPV.
building, sir.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
service. Merry Spurs miss to you, KPV. Thank you for your service.
Merry Spurs, Miss Sarah. Hopefully you have a good one, KPV. Absolute legend. Puts a smile on everyone's face. Also, good evening, Derek Hutchinson. Hopefully you're keeping well. A Merry Christmas to you and the family. Hopefully you have a good one as well. Along with Jazzy Fusion Christmas week. Any creatures stirring in the window? Nope. Not yet, my man. Not yet. But happy Christmas week to you, Jazzy Fusion. Hopefully you and the family have a great period, and hopefully you spend a lot of time together, sir. Happy
Big up,
Christmas
Jazzy.
to you. Happy Spursmas. Also, Jason Bell, big up Dave, Jack, and all in the chat. Jason Bell, great to see you in, my man. Hopefully you're keeping well. And also, happy Christmas to you and your family. And hopefully you have a great one. Also, Ricky Nato, Evening Brothers, and all my Spurs family. Glad all the Deadwood is finally going. Hope Ange is back. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely agree with them sentiments, Ricky. Ange Postecoglou has proved he deserves back in. Now it's like, they have to find resources from somewhere. I don't care where they get the money from. They have to. We're 6 points off the top. Come January, we might only be a couple. It's up to them then to go and roll the dice and prove, that times are changing. We've seen the change on the pitch with the manager and stuff like that. Now it's up to the board to prove that they're willing to rock with it, my man. Big up, Ricky Nato, and happy Christmas to you and yours, sir. King Hoddle, good evening. Listening whilst watching the first Club World Cup semi-final. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, let me know how that's going as well, King Hoddle, by the way. Big yourself up, sir, and happy Christmas to you and yours as well. We'll take a few more, and then we will crack on. Mick Kermlock, good evening, Jack and Dave. Good evening, Mick. Hopefully you're keeping well, sir, and happy Christmas to you, my man. SH Spurs 1 says, what do Tottenham get for Dier? A bag of balls. I mean, I'd take a bag of popcorn, to be brutally honest with you. I mean, it's more than what I'd expect to get for him. That and a nice dairy milk bar, easy sorted. Look, at the end of the day, he just ain't good enough to be here. And I'm glad that, people in around the club have come to the senses at this point with it, because it's just a charade that couldn't keep happening, Also, big up Tottenham Tom. Good evening, Dave and Jack and chat. Good evening, Tottenham Tom. Happy Christmas to you, sir, and yours. Hopefully you have a great time. Same to you. SH Spurs as well. Happy Christmas, my man, and have a good time. Street Jimmy, Braithwaite from Everton can be cheap with their financial problems. Do you know what? I don't get the Braithwaite one personally. Him and Dorrington, very similar in age. I don't see the point in someone like Braithwaite coming in when you could just give Dorrington the opportunity. On the being realistic, no one can write Dorrington off yet because we haven't seen him. So until we see him, I don't really want to sanction a huge fee on Braithwaite because that's what it's going to cost. At the end of the day, it will come with a tax because he's homegrown and stuff like that as well. But I do understand what you're saying, though, Street Jimmy. We definitely need to send it back in for sure. Happy Christmas, Street Jimmy, to you and your Spurs. GCTV says, everyone, please smash the like for the guys. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Spurs, GCTV. Really appreciate that, my man. Absolutely top man. Also, KM, welcome. Great to see you, sir. Should really watch Braithwaite to see what hype is about. No, look, he's a decent player. He's a good player, decent defender. He's big, tall, strong. But look, I'd just rather give Dorrington the opportunity rather than splash out on someone like Braithwaite, and let's see if he's good enough first. David Lou says, sound like we might get Todibo as our centre-back. Look, let's wait and see what happens. What I will say is Tottenham do have a history of look over here, not over here. I explained it the other day. David Raya was all the focus. why everyone was focused on that. We snuck Vicario under everyone's noses. Christian Eriksen was all the focus. We snuck Bissouma in under everyone's noses. Tomiyasu was all the focus. We snuck Romero in under everyone's noses. There's a sort of history and a repetitive theme going on here. So I wouldn't say 100% it will be Todibo, because Tottenham do have the history of look over here and bringing someone else in that has not been on the radar, Jacko.
Yeah, what's the Don cooking? And Dave thinks he might be cooking something that maybe we don't see yet, something that he's cooking behind the scenes here. And he's making a false dish at the moment with the Todibo. I definitely believe you, Dave. I mean, it's there's so much evidence to support what you just said that it's something you have to keep in mind.
Yeah, let's wait and see what happens anyway. Exciting times ahead. Big up, Davey Lou. Good to see you in the building. Happy Christmas to you and yours, sir. Corby79, we say that injuries cost us, but realistically, Romero's suspension cost us at least 2 wins. Yeah, look, you can throw that in there if you want. Me, I'm part and parcel. I think with the way we play, cards are going to happen. I do expect Spurs to clean it up the more they get used to the system, the pressing and stuff like that. But because of the way, the aggressive nature of the tactics and the way we pressurize people, we want to be turning over that ball at every opportunity. Cards are going to happen. We're going to have to expect. And for me, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing either. It just means we're a lot more aggressive than what we have been in years gone by. And I, for one, I enjoy that, to be honest with you. For too many years, I've watched Spurs with a soft underbelly, but I do also understand the other side of the opinion. Look, it's a fine line, realistically. Stephen says, Dier going is the best news ever. Not yet. Let's wait and see. We won't count our chickens. I thought it was going to happen this summer, and it didn't. So let's wait and see, Stephen. But happy Christmas to you and yours, sir. Also, Davy Hall, big up whole crew. Hope Dier goes. Keep Davies in the team. Get cover for him. And Romero, big up Davy Hall. Good to see you in the building. Ben Davies, maybe a slight redemption arc there going on. Look, I'm of the opinion he's had more bad games than he has had good games this season. So let's cool it down a little and let's see how he trucks along. But there's no denying the last 2 games he's been exceptional. He's played exceptionally well. But big up Davy Hall. Happy Christmas to you and yours, sir. I can't keep saying this much longer. Let's see who else we've got. We'll keep cracking on. Hennessy. Big up, sir. Hello, my beloved IrishHotspur family. Big up, Hennessy. Another Irish coffee on the go tonight, maybe, my man.
Nice.
But big yourself up and happy Christmas to you and yours. Hopefully you have a great time, sir. Same to you, more Irish. Well, happy Christmas to you and yours, sir. Hopefully you have a great time. Maximum Feeling says, shout out Harry Kane smashing Bundesliga. Already hit 20 goals. Absolutely ridiculous, my man. Big yourself up and happy Christmas to you and yours. Mark Cook, big up David and Super Jack. Big up Mark Cook. Great to see you, sir. Hopefully you're keeping well. Super Jack. Jack gets super in front of his name. I'm just average Dave. Big up, Mark Cook.
Have to live up to it, I guess. Big up to you, Marky. And hopefully you're cooking something as well, this holidays. Big up to you, Marky Cook. Absolutely.
Great to see you, Marky. Big up to you. Happy holidays, sir. Yeah. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Average Dave here. Also, big up Chevs as well. Evening, lads. Good evening, sir. Hopefully you're keeping well. And happy Christmas to you and yours. Same with Julian Hughes, not doing Premier League 2 watch along. Used to love those. No, we are. We're going to combine it up with the watch along. Look, I'm going to sort something out after Christmas. Whether it's doing the watch, I'll sort something out where I will be getting back to doing the under 21 watch longs and fan shows separately. We'll sort.
They're just not run at a convenient time, where it's just you can just do one and then do the other. Julie or Julian, big up to you. But yeah, Dave, believe me, more than anybody else probably watching right now wants to be glued to that Premier League too. But it's they. Sometimes then they're doing them also on the same day as like sort of our own games and things like that. They haven't exactly, if you told me correctly, they haven't scheduled them very conveniently sometimes.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, we'll sort something out and we'll get back to it after Christmas for sure. Julian, big yourself up. Also, just quickly, big up Mert, my man. Hopefully you're keeping well. Spurs doing a great job this season. Hopefully you have all the bragging rights around the workplace, my man. And also, big up to Bert as well. I mean, must be going through a good time at the minute. He's a United fan. Hopefully you're all right, my man. Hopefully Christmas Day can cheer you up a little. But big up Mert and Bert. Honestly, it sounds like something like Barney and something Rubble. What are they called? Bert and Mert. Absolutely love it. Big up, guys. Great to see you in the building. Who else have we got here? Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Ben Impson 14. I thought it said Ben in prison there for a minute. I was like, what's going on here? Someone clearly hasn't shook down the cell in a while. Says next 3 games are going to be difficult with all the injuries and suspensions. If we can negotiate these, would be in a fantastic position. Absolutely spot on, my man. Absolutely spot on. Look, let's just get to January with winning games and let's see where it takes us, my man. But happy Christmas to you and yours as well. Mia W, member for 14 months. Salute to you, Mia. Great service. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate it. She says, big up. Hope you have a wonderful Xmas, spending it with those you love. Everything going to be a tough one. Let's hope the good results continue. Come on, you Spurs. I presume that means we probably won't be seeing you so this evening, Mia. But look, happy Christmas to you and yours as well. Look, I'll be speaking to you before Christmas anyway, but hopefully you have a great time as well. Spending time with the two boys, that's what it's all about. But look, Everton will be a tough game. It will. You've seen the threat with Burnley. They're just going to put the ball on top of our goalkeeper at every opportunity. We don't have the biggest defenders. We're not the most powerful in the air. So it is a game where I think we're going to have to score a couple of goals, Mia. But look, let's wait and see what happens. Jack, what would you say to me?
Thank you, Mia, for 14 months of support. I feel like it's been a lot longer than that, but really do appreciate how long you've been with us. I know as well you just celebrated, I think, a year on your own channel. So also really congrats to you. Thanks as well for doing sort of that get to know us sort of thing with Dave and I just recently. I really enjoyed that. I'm pretty sure Dave did as well. And just, did it with so many people around our lovely community. So please, everybody, do check out Mia's channel. And also just really appreciate your support, Mia, throughout this time. And Merry Christmas to you and yours. And when it comes to Everton, I'm a little worried because I do think they play sort of a different, style to almost everybody else. Like it is sort of, anti sort of possession. It's sort of just, get up the pitch as quickly as possible, long ball, bypass the midfield, knockdowns. It is kind of a more just different style than what most teams play. And that can maybe catch certain teams off guard. It could catch us off guard. But the fact that we're playing at home gives me a lot more confidence actually going into this one. So I hope that we can overwhelm them and maybe make Sean Dyche have to, sort of take a step back because right now he's red hot.
Red hot. They are picking up points at a good rate for them, But look, it's up to us to burst the bubbles, turn them into the pack of toffees that they are. At the end of the day, toffees are designed to be weak, so that they melt in the mouth. So hopefully that happens. But big up Mia W and happy Christmas to you and your family. Bear with us, people. We've only a couple more people to get to, and then we will crack on and you can start hearing from all the crazy Spurs fans we have in the background. Ian Cook, member for 22 months. Absolutely out. Incredible service. A salute to you from the Cockerel, sir. He says, good evening, Dave and Jack and everybody in the chat. Happy Christmas to you all. And I really hope Dier leaves in January. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Ian, my man, happy Christmas to you. Hopefully you all have a great time. Hopefully you spend it with family and, you just have a great day. That's what it's all about, a good dinner on the table and the family around you, my man. Presents are only a sort of secondary thing. But, as long as you have the two main things, that's all that matters. And hopefully you do have a great holiday period. Look, as for Dier leaving in January, I hold out a bit of hope it's going to happen this time. I really do. Postecoglou said in the press conference before that he wants a centre back in. That obviously means something is happening in that department. So hopefully it's what we expect and it's the fraud out the door. Jack, anything you want to say to Ian?
Merry Christmas to you, Ian Cook. Thank you for 22 months as an elite member as well, Ian. Really, really do appreciate that extra support. And I think you and Dave will be probably celebrating the whole month of January. Might become your favorite month if Dier ends up leaving in that window. Might end up being, your favorite type of transfer window, the winter windows, because, you can then see some of the players that you want gone maybe halfway through the season instead of having to bear with them for the whole season. So I'm looking forward to seeing if you and Dave are going to be glum or going to be celebrating, from the rooftops, with maybe a Dier sale. But yeah, I think so many people will be just thankful that, players from sort of the past that have just needed to go for a very long time, who've just never really been shown that exit door and have always found a way to sort of sneak their way back into the squad and to the team, finally being shown the exit door. It'll just be a beautiful sight. And I think Dave will have a tear, probably, slowly creeping out of his eye, as we see Dier board whatever plane he's headed off to. But big up to you, Ian. 22 months of support. Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and yours, my man.
No, big up. Look, I'll have to have a day off that day. I'll have to go and lie down. I'll end up getting lightheaded. But big up, Ian Cook, my man. Really appreciate it. I'll have to call the doctors in. Jeannie D says, our defense has been good even with the backups. Good to a certain degree. Like, let's not forget that there was a period of games there where it was piss poor. We can't overlook that. And look, I get it. Every defense will go through that. But the reality is we need to do better if we want to go on and achieve something if we want to start lifting trophies, my man. But I do hear what you're saying. But also, happy Christmas to you and yours, Jeannie D. Hopefully you have a great festive period. Callum Roach's Braithwaite is doing it in the Premier League. Doran hasn't made the breakthrough yet. Look, 100%, I'm not debating that whatsoever. But why is Braithwaite doing it in Premier League? Because he was given the opportunity. Yeah. We don't know what Dorrington's like because we hasn't given him the opportunity. And if Dorrington is good enough, like I predict he will be, it saves us the 50 million that Braithwaite's going to cost. We can use that in other areas. So, look, 100%, I get what you're saying, but he's only tested because Everton had the bollocks to give him the opportunity. We haven't. We also
have better competition in Dorrington's place. Like Dorrington would have to, displace Romero, or he'd have to displace Mickey van de Ven, or others, in that back line. Whereas Braithwaite, I think it was Michael Keane or like Ben Godfrey that he would have had to replace, which isn't exactly as great a competition. And I could see why Sean Dyche probably did sort of turn towards a younger player, because he knows that guys like Michael Keane and guys like Ben Godfrey aren't actually good enough, for that team.
For sure. Big up though, Callum Roach, and happy Christmas to you, my man. Hopefully you and yours have an absolute fantastic holiday period. Same to Jose and Colin from Talking Ball. I presume it's one or the other, not both. But to you too, hopefully you have a great festive period with your family and loved ones as well. Wayne Bonner says, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Finally caught a stream again. Woohoo. Hope you're good, Dave and Jack. We're all good, my man. When Tottenham win, you don't need to ask me because it's already a given. You see the smile on my face, the glint in my eye. It means things are going well, sir. But most importantly, hopefully you and yours have a great Christmas, Wayno, and enjoy yourselves, my man. Ed Sweating, good evening, Jack and Dave. Very excited for 2024 with Postecoglou. Most positive I've felt about Spurs in years. Absolutely spot on. Absolutely agree with that, my man. It's good where we're at right now. But look, we can't rest on laurels. We need more investment. We need to keep going with the squad and stuff like that. And let's see where it can take us. But Ed, hopefully you and yours have a great Christmas, sir. And then we have a couple more, and then we're done. And then we will crack on. Who else have we got here? D. Sinclair says Tadibo, Paulinho, or Gallagher and Nusa. That's roughly 120 million. Not unrealistic, especially when you consider the 50 million, which they still haven't called on. No, look, I'd say it's not unrealistic if we were like a Liverpool or a United or a City or an Arsenal or someone like that. But at Tottenham, I do think it's a bit unrealistic. I don't think we'll spend that much this window, my man. I'm not saying that we don't have the money. I think we could pull resources together if we wanted that sort of type of window. But the only thing I would say as well is there's no striker there, my man, which, we definitely need a striker. Nusa's more of a winger. But look, when it comes to the midfield, what I will say is, you could knock a bit of that off if you were to cash in on Celso or a couple of the other players. You can knock that down to around 70, 80 million, which makes it an even more realistic window, Mr. Sinclair. So, look, maybe it's not beyond the realms of possibility, but happy Christmas to you and yours, Mr. Sinclair, and hopefully you have a great festive period. And then also, Liam.
I got a notification, Dave, maybe about a certain Donley.
Oh.
I don't want to distract you from your excellent introductions, but I know you're going to like the news.
Have a look. Okay, so Tottenham are 1-0 up, but I've missed the goal because I was on the other screen. But Jack, you reckon Donley scored it? The Don Bomb?
I saw a notification from the one and only Lily White Rose that I believe June Sunsep Bell as well as Jamie Donnelly must have combined for something saucy of some type. And Dave, working very hard, trying to do both at once, sadly was distracted by trying to do a very good job in introducing and welcoming you all into the stream here. So, Dave, little Jamie Donnelly and June Sunsep Bell action, they were able to combine together, which is terrific to see. 1-0 up to the good. And
absolutely flying the boy. As long may it continue. I love him. I can't wait to see him get more appearances. But Kay says, Merry Christmas to my favorite Irishman and American. Hitting the big 18 tomorrow as well. Have a great day, lads. And Ange Postecoglou, we trust. First of all, brother, really do appreciate the support. Happy early birthday. Not a great time, doubling up on the presents, Christmas week and Christmas Day. I mean, I would prefer an earlier birthday, but look, beggars can't be choosers. But honestly, cherish the last few years of being 17, because if I had my time again, I'd love to go back and be a kid. It's weird when you're a kid, you strive and want to be an adult so bad. But when you're an adult, you strive for them times when you were a kid again so bad. So life is a bit backwards in that regard, my man. But really, look, some of your best years are ahead of you, and hopefully you make the most of them, Kay.
Kay, happy early birthday, 18, fabulous age, I must say. You start to, in plenty of, parts of the world, now legally, I believe, an adult, you can go off and do whatever you want. You can go on a rampage really here in the US once you reach that age, or even around Germany, I know as well, it's a big age, to be celebrating 18 as well. So big up to you, Kay. Happy birthday. I hope you enjoy it with your friends, family. Maybe you have a nice cake lined up, or maybe just a nice outing of some kind, with you and your buddies or friends of some sort. But I hope we deliver you some sort of type of a maybe Spurs birthday gift of a win against Everton, and really do appreciate your support, my man. And big 18. I must say that's actually a while ago, and despite me being quite young, that's still a while ago for me. So I can't even remember what I must have done for my 18th birthday. I imagine I was probably a bit more well behaved by that age. I think around 19, 20, 21 is when I started to get a little bit more misbehaved. But big up to you, Kay, and hopefully you're keeping well, sir.
Big up to you, Kay, my man. And look, I really do hope you have a great day, sir, my man. Great time, great festive period as well. Go and smash it, lad. You're only 18 months, lad. Only 18 months. Just quickly, Marius, Sava, Donovan, Oosterreicher, Ellie, Checkmate as well. And also Daryl Bradford. Happy Christmas to all of you guys and your families as well. Hopefully you have an absolute great festive period as well over these coming holidays. And Mark Cook also becoming a new YouTube member, my man. Really appreciate the support. Not sure whether he's new or whether he's renewing or something like that. But big yourself up, Mark. Really appreciate all the support. All the support we can get, absolutely goes a long way. So really do appreciate it, Marky. And what's Ellie saying here to us quickly? Hello, lads. Sorry, can't come on tonight.
Ellie and Donovision, the only reason I started because I think they're just saying they're going to try their best maybe to come on, but might not be able to make it. At least in Donovision's case, he's headed off to the library to get a better connection and might want to come on later. And then Ellie might not make it tonight, which is a shame. Merry Christmas to you, by the way, Ellie, if you don't end up making it on tonight and you're still listening. Hopefully you're all right. Hopefully you got good family around you as well. And I'd love to be able to talk to Donovision and, catch up with that guy, and also Merry Christmas to him. That's the only reason I started them. They were just letting us know, if they were going to come in.
Big up, guys. Hope you have a great time. Same to you, JJ. Premier Hotspur and Tyler as well. Hopefully you guys all have a great Christmas and enjoy the festive period. And good to see you back, sir. Hopefully you're keeping well and having a good time. But look, that's enough of myself and Jack. I know you guys are bored of listening to my croaky voice right now. I sound like Kermit the Frog. So let's just keep it moving. Let's get on the first guest of the evening. We're going to bring on Brad. I'm just going to grab a quick glass of water so I can get my throat back, and I'll be back in a second. But let's bring on Brad. He's looking very festive today. So everyone give him compliments. Brad, good evening. Oh, is that good?
Hi, guys. Merry Christmas.
I'm jealous. But big up. Great hat.
I'm outnumbered now. I'm outnumbered as Spurs festiveness. All of a sudden you guys are doing well. I actually, Brad, I had to go to a Christmas party yesterday, and I actually, luckily, thanks to Lazy 8, I had the perfect sort of ugly Christmas sweater to bring for it. Thanks to
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Perfect. It's very nice for the holidays to have some Spurs Christmas gear. It's like 2 for 1. You get to do both things at once. Get to show that you're a Spurs fan, and then show it's the holidays as well.
That's absolutely perfect. We've got our Christmas dinner at work tomorrow, so what a shame.
Maybe wear the Santa hat. Wear the Santa hat to it. Friday night, we were able to get it done. Friday night under the lights, and apparently, I think that was sort of a game that type of game that Dave had told us that we normally don't do as well in. We've historically slipped up in those type of fixtures. Did you have a feeling that it was going to be a tough game for Tottenham? Did you not go into it with a ton of confidence, or did you expect a 2-0 win?
I knew that it would be tough because Forest they got a pretty good crowd up there. They're pretty loud. The only problem was on Friday was I didn't get to see the game because I was out. This is the thing about Friday night football. Friday night is when people go out. Now, normally, if we play on a Friday night, I'll come home and watch it or go to the pub and watch it.
Yeah.
But I had tickets for Madness supported by the Lightning Seeds at the O2. So, I had to go and see that. But the funny thing was there was quite a few Spurs there. Quite a few Spurs. Can you imagine the crowd, basically my age? And I was in one of the local pubs there, and I heard a couple of Yid Armies every now and again. And inside the O2, I heard a Yid Army every now and again. And I saw that we were 1-0 up, and I went to the bar to get a beer. And the girl in front of me was Spurs. And I said, "Oh, great, Spurs. Hey, 1-0. She goes, "Oh, no, it's 2 now." So, brilliant. So that sort of made my night, really.
Was that the craziest place you've ever heard that?
3 points.
Sorry, what was that?
An extra point for the 3 points?
Yeah. I had more than an extra point for the 3 points. In fact, the next day, obviously feeling a little bit hungover, and I thought I really fancy a bacon sandwich. I really fancy a bacon roll, bacon and cheese roll. So I went to the supermarket to get all the stuff for it because I didn't have anything in the house, and I needed to get a few other groceries as well, and I needed to get some beer as well. Got home, what had happened? Totally forgot the bacon, and the cheese I picked up was vegan cheese, which I didn't notice.
That's a
and it's absolutely. I had some ham, so I made a ham roll, and vegan cheese is absolutely horrible. It really is. I had 2 slices. I've thrown the rest out. It's unedible. But so that was my Saturday. But no, I was well pleased with the win. I've seen all the highlights on Match of the Day and all that sort of thing. It looked like we were more or less in control of it, like a professional. Even though we weren't at our best, it looked like we were like professional. And even though we weren't at our best, I don't think we looked in, from what I've heard anyway, that we looked in any danger of losing it. So a clean sheet.
You felt like Forest didn't really offer much. You felt like, despite it being a close game, Forest didn't look like scoring really to you, or really.
Well, they had loads of shots. I think they had more shots than we did, but only about 3 on target. So, and watching the highlights, a lot of the shots were like fired high and wide. Looks like they had one really good chance for that guy was out on his own on the right, but he fired it well over. And I think Vic made an absolutely brilliant save with his feet. But, I didn't, but we probably had chances as well. So, and again, we lost Johnson after half an hour.
Yeah.
And then we lost Bissouma after 60 minutes for, or 65, 70 minutes. But we still came through it okay. So I was well pleased with the win.
You're lucky you didn't see the refereeing performance. It was absolutely shambolic, man. It would have, you would have ripped your hair out, my man. But sorry, Jack, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask you, Dave, actually, do you remember any sitters that maybe Forest had missed? When I think about it during the watch line, we did make fun of them for a few sitters, like, that sort of, they just blazed over the bar and, that maybe they could have challenged Vicario maybe a bit more with.
Yeah, their shooting was a bit wayward. But what I will say, when they did challenge Vicario right at the end, I mean, he pulled off one of the best saves of the season already. So,
pure reflex, wasn't it? Pure reflex.
Look, on another day against a better team, we might have been caught. We weren't at our best whatsoever. But at the end of the day, we weren't. We got over the line, and that's all I really care about. Especially across these fixtures in the festive period, they're tough, they're cold. They're one after another. They're relentless. So it's just about putting the points on the board, no matter how you can. I'm sorry, Brad. What were you going to say, lad?
I was going to say that I basically. Would see one Magnus song, then look on the phone, and see the next Magnus song, then look at my phone. But it was good. Once I heard we were 2-0 up, I thought we were 2-0 up right near the end, to be honest. But once I knew we were 2-0 up, I thought, we've got that game. Speaking of the referee, I've heard lots of bad stories about him, and I thought the booking on Udogie was very, very harsh. And the other thing was the guy he fouled was doing all this business.
Ryan Yates.
And they're supposed to book him for that. And someone on Twitter said, Forest committed so many more fouls, and yet Spurs had 3 or 4 bookings, and Forest had none. So, it didn't look very good. I thought what Bissouma did was bad, but I think he's a little bit unlucky, to be honest, with sending off. I've seen a lot worse than that, not get sent off. But he shouldn't have done it in the first place. It was a silly thing to do, and when we were talking earlier about the disciplinary record, well, you look at the sort of the red cards we've had. Probably Udogie's probably the only one that you can sort of say, oh, that's pretty stupid, because he committed 2 pretty bad yellow card fouls, whereas Bissouma basically pulls the guy back and then fakes a dive and gets sent off. It was the tackle against Forest, I've seen a lot worse, and Romero got sent off by clearing the ball effectively. It's something that we should be aware of.
Wouldn't be alluding to a conspiracy against Tottenham from the referees, Brad, would you?
No, surely not. Surely they wouldn't be against us. Why would they? But I think it's something we should just monitor a little bit with the lack of players that we got because of injuries. The last thing you want is suspensions. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, if we had a full fit squad, I don't think it's something that you should really, and sort of, have a real go about. I think.
Is this something you think that's going to improve, Brad? Yeah, with time, because right now they're still sort of getting used to Postecoglou tactics, and when you've had to make constant changes the way we do, sometimes the press, as we've seen maybe recently compared to the first 10 games, maybe isn't as effective as it once was, and with us wanting to be aggressive, being on the front foot with or without the ball, it will lead to challenges and stuff like that. But is it something you expect the longer they play in this system, the more it'll get cleaned up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. The as you say, Dave, the style we play, high press and that, and it's very aggressive style, which I think is brilliant. Yeah, you're probably gonna have more fouls and more yellow cards. But we we seem to people that are going on about it, being really bad disciplinarian, that sort of thing. Our first 4 games, Van der Vaart and Romero didn't even have a foul against them, let alone a yellow card. So yeah, I think it's like they should. Yeah, you're probably right that as they get used to the system and that. And don't forget, we've got new players in there that maybe not as used to the system, because of all the injuries we've had. So yeah, and again, as I said before, Bissouma's red card against Luton. Well, that's nothing to do with the system. That's just him being silly, And I think even Udogie was. I think the first one he lost the ball, didn't he, against Chelsea? He lost the ball and he just basically tried to make up for it. And go foul away. But let's face it, none of the fouls I saw on that was as bad as what's his name, Jimenez for bloody Fulham on Saturday. I mean, that was, and they're trying to say, oh, it was a bit harsh. He flew it. I've seen that in wrestling. Yeah, ask KPV when he comes on. That was a wrestling move. That was
absolutely spot on. You know what, Brad? I just wonder is there a lot of made of us picking up cards this season, because it's not something we saw last season, right? Last season we were so passive, barely made a challenge. Teams just basically had their way with us. But this year we're actually, we're making challenges. We're getting stuck in, stopping things coming out our goal. Is there much made of it because it's such a contrast compared to last season, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I think, and as I said earlier, it's going to be made more of now because of the injuries we've got. If we got 7 or 8, players out, and then another guy gets suspended, then people are going to say, "Oh, what did he do that for?" But if we've got no one out, then it doesn't have that much of a difference. So yeah. Well, hey, Colin. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Colin.
Talking ball.
Really appreciate it. But yeah, it's. Hey, look. I mean, I don't want to bring up the Arsenal team that won the league, but they had a really, really bad disciplinary record as well, didn't they? In fact, under Arsene Wenger, they had probably one of the worst disciplinary records in the league. So, hey, if we're going to win things like they did, yeah, I'll take that. My God, and also the other thing is when we strengthen the squad, I think we've only had one transfer window. We've only had not even half a season with the new manager, and he's here for 4 years, hopefully longer. But yeah, once you get more in the squad and more decent players in the squad, then those suspensions don't mean as much. So a guy gets suspended, you bring another top player in. So it's all going to sort of sort itself out as it goes.
Didn't Man City even get in trouble for sort of like the tactical fouling? It started to get like a bit exposed at one stage. Like referees were starting to catch on to it. Like guys like Fernandinho and everything. Like anytime that there was a move, he was just kicking down somebody from behind, and then they started to give more harsh yellows for that sort of thing, I think. And I could see the reasoning behind it because kind of what you're alluding to, Brad, kind of winning teams, title winning teams, they would sort of get away with this sort of type of thing, either kind of being being too aggressive or kind of a a lot of fouling and, kind of stuff like that.
I'm old enough to remember the Leeds United team with, Giles and Bremner playing, they weren't exactly saints, So I was just thinking it just goes with the territory. And I think teams that are more aggressive are going to probably, be more successful if they got a skillful team there. So, and the other thing is, going back to what you said about tactical fouls, it's a bit annoying that if you just grab someone's shirt, you'll get the same yellow card as Matt Cash did for hacking down, Bentancur that day. I think there should be, in that instance, I think that sort of a foul, that sort of a deliberate foul that's really injuring the player. That's a red, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would have given Cash a red that day. But if you're just pulling the guy back, it's it's only a yellow. But let's face it, the refereeing standard's gone down. No one knows what the rules are anymore. As I say, early in the season they used to give the yellow card if you did that. Now they don't seem to do it anymore.
Yeah.
They will when we do it. You watch. We'll do it. It'll be straight out. He'll remember the rule. He won't have. Do you know what? I'm convinced sometimes, just quickly, Brad, that we mesmerize them that much with our football that they get foggy brain when it comes to Spurs. They just forget the rules because they're so mesmerized with how we go.
They're playing mercy on the opposition with giving fouls and giving them.
Oh, you know what? I had they had on Ref Watch today Jay Boothroyd as one of the players, and he was saying about having a player in the VAR room. And obviously, it's impractical to have one player for each VAR room. But the point he made was that a player in that room will be able to interpret whether that player is deliberately going out to foul someone and hurt them, or whether it's just mistimed. He said, I know. He said, I know, from being a player that that was meant or that wasn't meant, sort of thing. So he had a point there. I mean, as I say, it's probably impractical to put players in there, but yeah, it's. You can imagine Roy Keane being in the VAR room.
Yeah, who do we put in there? Yeah, who do we put in there for that sort of thing? Yeah, the most evil player. Yeah, putting Graham Roberts, to decide. But Brad, please plug Blue Sofa songs for us and maybe an Everton prediction, quickly as well.
Right. Well, first of all,
a Christmas song uploaded this week, wasn't there?
First of all, Everton is going to be a difficult game. I think we all know that. But as I said at the start of the season, Tottenham should be winning all their home games. I don't care who we're playing; we should be winning all our home games. So yeah, I'll be confident there. And the other thing about my prediction at the start of the season, I just looked. I said mid-table. In 10th position is Chelsea with 22 points. We're in 5th with 33 points. So on that basis, we're about 11 points ahead of what I thought we would be. So I think that's absolutely amazing. And I'm just looking forward. There are going to be some tough games. We got tough but winnable games. Everton at home's tough but winnable. Brighton away, tough but winnable. I think who we got on New Year's Eve. Bournemouth at home, we should be winning that. Burnley at home in the Cup, we should be winning that. We've got tough but winnable games coming up. And I think as we get the players back, I think that'll see us in really good stead. I'm not saying we're going to win the league or anything like that, but really good stead to sort of get in there to try and get a top 4 spot. And the FA Cups, that's the thing I'm really, I would, if you said, you're going to finish in 10th, but you're going to win the FA Cup, I'd take your fingers off. I just really do want to win something. I want to be at Wembley Stadium celebrating a Tottenham Cup win because we're well overdue for it. But no, it's going to be tough. But I think as the players come back and the transfer window, see who we get in that. I think it will. Yeah, I think it'll work out. Anyway, Blue Sofa Songs is my YouTube channel. If anyone doesn't know, it's I write my own songs. I write the lyrics. I write the music. I play all the instruments. I record the video. I do everything basically. Mix it, produce it. I do the whole thing. And if you go on there now, my song out at the moment or uploaded at the moment is my Christmas song called Christmas in December. So please. There's about 169 of you watching. So if a third of you go and watch my video, that will take it up to 100 views. I used to get 100 views virtually every song, but now they're sort of down to 40, 50. This one's currently got 66. But yeah, please give it a listen and a watch and that, and do all the really nice things like subscribe, notification bell, make a comment if you want, anything like that. Check out the other songs there. It's all about all sorts of things. Some serious, some not. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. That's the way it goes. But yeah, please go on to Blue Sofa Songs. It only takes you 5 minutes. All these streams that I try and watch and try and give likes to, go on for about an hour, 2 hours. This takes 5 minutes. Click like, done. Put it on whilst you're making a cup of tea. But then you might miss out on the video, you see. So you miss out on the video.
Who doesn't? And who doesn't like a Christmas song, Brad?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. And also for all of you older people out there, in the video, there's a subtle reference to the Slade video for Merry Christmas, Everybody, that was on Top of the Pops Christmas show. So if you watch my video and then watch the Slade one, there's a subtle reference. It is very subtle, so I doubt if anyone, but I put it in there on purpose. So if anyone gets it, I'll be really, really impressed.
I'll have to have a second listen to it. So, Brad, I'll text you about it. But, Brad.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, the suit. I got the suit out, the old suit. I could say, the suit I only wear to weddings, funerals, job interviews, and now music videos. So, yeah. if I'd have had this hat, then I probably would have worn the hat as well. So thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, Sean, and thanks to everyone that's given me support over the years, a couple of years, and that. Incredible, definitely you guys. You've given me, me a chance to sort of say these things, and all the other shows that I've been on that give me a chance to plug it. And I even sent it to a guy I follow on a guitar tuition guy I follow, and he actually liked it as well. So I was really chuffed with that. Really, really chuffed with that. But
Nice.
Thanks a lot, guys, and come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs! Merry Christmas to you, Brad.
Merry Christmas to everyone there, friends and family, all that sort of stuff. I'm sure I'll be catching up with some of you over the next few days. If you're at the game on Saturday, come and say hello if you see me. And just do the stuff and enjoy your Christmas. It's the one day of the year where you can have a beer for breakfast and no one judges you.
There you go, Brad. There you go.
Well, Brad, happy Christmas to you, my man. No
happy
doubt
Christmas to you guys.
Before then anyway, but have a good one, sir. And thank you for all your support, over the last couple of years. Thank you for your dedication to coming on these fan shows as well. I know people really look forward to listening to what you have to say and stuff like that. So, Brad, really appreciate everything, sir, and hopefully you have a great festive period.
You too.
All right?
We never stop. We celebrate everything.
Yes, we do. By the way, send me a link where you got that hat. I like the gold one. I need that for next
year. I will do.
Have a good one, my man.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good night. Have a good week as well.
See you too, guys.
Love that from Brad. And everybody, please get in there and wish Brad a very happy Christmas. Absolute gentleman. So he is. He's a great guy.
Cue up that song as well for him, please, everybody. You want to see Brad dancing around in his new suit, in his wedding suit for a music video. You got to see it. Got to have it queued up. Like you said, maybe while you're cooking something up or, in the morning or whatever it may be. Big up to Brad. But yes, please, everybody, keep smashing that like button. Get your comments in. Feel free at any stage if you do want to stop the show, ask us a question, and feel free to ask, the next person that we might have on a question if you feel like maybe needs to be answered. But I think we have Shawnee next, Dave.
Let's get him on. Let's hear what you said. Just quickly, Big T's correcting me. He says, Happy Christmas is crazy. Come on, Dave. It's Merry Christmas. Look, each to their own. Tomato, potato, Tyler. That's what they're saying, my man. But look, whatever you prefer. Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. Just for you, Big T. I'll try and keep it as Merry Christmas. Good to see you, John. Hopefully you're keeping well. But look, let's get on the next guy wearing also a Spurs hat, which is great to see. Let's get him on. It's the one and only Shawnee Maddox. Shawnee, how you keeping, brother?
I'm doing well. Again, I had a bad hair day, so I appreciate this pro hat just stream. I was looking at the hair and I was like, no, this isn't going to work. We'll throw the Spurs hat on.
Got to get the badge in somehow. Got to get the badge in somehow. Got to get the crest in somehow. Got to do it. Big up to Shawnee. Hopefully you're well, my man. And Dave, was that a reaction from the under-21s?
Yeah, two massive chances. One there from Sunsup Bell. Great save. Probably should have buried it. And then Jamie Donnelly with the follow-up, put it into the stands. But two good opportunities there for the under-21s. They're absolutely balling. They should be about 3 or 4 up here against Leeds. But look, as I said, all that matters is 3 points on the board. So let's keep going. But look, Shawnee, let's not, waste any of your valuable time, my man. I mean, what was your thoughts on the result and the 3 points on the board from Friday night?
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, I think we saw a lot of good things going on. Always nice. Again, Richie looks as confident as ever. I was rewatching all of the highlights and just how impressive his movement is on that header to get in between the two center backs and then just make solid contact on that, which again, I think is what you've been saying a lot, is that we miss when Sonny is central, is Sonny doesn't have that same movement in maybe a tighter box. Again, I think Sonny's got a lot more technical skill and a lot more speed on the breakaway pace. But against that lower block, it's kind of that crafty movement of Richarlison who makes that run just a little delayed and sneaks right into the blind spot. And again, you'd love to see that Decky is paying enough attention to pick him out on that cross, which, again, I feel like it's something where we struggled a lot this season. It's just the quality of the balls off of that wing into the box. But again, now we're seeing with Porro and Decky is just that great ball on that right side.
The thing is, when Sonny's playing through the middle, Shawnee, it's like it has to be an inch perfect ball. With Richarlison, he's got that bit more height, so you can just sort of pull it in the general area. Plus, I think he's a bit more sharper in the box. So I'd argue I don't think Son scores that type of goal Richarlison did against Middlesbrough. But no, it was a great finish.
Someone said, Dave, someone said that Sonny has elite movement, but not always elite movement in the penalty area. His elite movement is more in different areas of the pitch, like when it comes to either out on the wings, running in behind, sort of, high lines, stretching them, sort of type of player. But they said when it is sort of like fox in the box type of movement, he isn't actually, up there with some of the best, kind of that we've ever seen in that sort of kind of position. And that's probably because he doesn't necessarily have the physicality really necessary, to probably be able to sort of move about and get in those areas like Richarlison did. But I thought that was an interesting, sort of comparison where it was like you can have elite movement in different areas of the pitch, like in sort of different parts of sort of the attacking areas you might be better in than others. And perhaps Richarlison's goal, like what Shawnee is saying, is, sort of the type of movement that Sonny just either kind of just doesn't do or isn't always able to do because, he's not going to be big enough or, it's athletic enough to really jump up and win that sort of header or anything like that either. So it's just different movement for different types of players.
Well, it's no coincidence that the winger's output is starting to be, there's output the last couple of games out of them, and there's not so much noise around them as there was before because of that elite movement that you're talking about in the box. But Shawnee, Kulusevski, I mean, people, there was a lot of debate saying, his best position is through the middle, but he scored and assisted off the right-hand side. I mean, where is Kulu most effective for Tottenham, in your opinion?
I still actually think that he's most effective in that middle because it gives him kind of the ability to drift a bit more into that space. Again, with Maddison back in the team, then you're really questioning, okay, where, how do you fit everyone? Because again, Kulu has been our best, most influential player this season, other than probably Vicario and Son at times. But again, I think Kulu makes that front three work because he's so reliable. There's so much work off the ball. And again, he's got a physicality to him that Son just doesn't quite have. So again, his skill set is important to have on the field. So it's really about, okay, how do we get that in there? Because I think I've heard a few different suggestions. I think I was watching your show earlier when we were talking about, Maddison has played kind of on those wings, and he's actually looked pretty good playing kind of on that left pocket. So I think that there's probably some tinkering to be done to how you get all of these guys effectively on the field.
Yeah.
But I also, I actually think that you could probably run Maddison just a little bit deeper and have kind of him and Decky there. What you really want is those two creative players in midfield, so the other team can't double up and try and mark one of them out of the game. Is at least a little more space. So I think that that's a good problem to have, though. I'd much rather have the manager being like, how am I going to play all of our amazing players, rather than why do I have nobody on the bench who I can trust to put in this game?
Well, I mean, look, it's good to finally be at that point, right? We've had enough headaches of how we put the bad players in there to make an effective team. So I suppose it's great headaches to have, and I suppose where we want to be as Spurs fans. But look, you make an absolute great point there. It will leave Postecoglou with a lot of thought. You've seen a lot of versatility shown by players so far this season. Son, Kulu, You know, people like that, Emerson, you know, people would say Davies, but I argue he played centre back last year. So, you know, that doesn't really count as versatility for me this season. But, you know, there are a lot of players that have shown a lot of versatility this season. So it does give great headaches. They're absolutely spot on there. Good point there, Shawnee. Jacko, where do you want to steer this next, man? All the questions have you got in that locker of yours?
Oh, wait, Dave, really quick. Can I steer this? You mentioned Ben Davies, and I have some very strong opinions here that I need to kind of get out. It's been eating away at me for the last day or two. Because, again, I think I was having some conversations in the chat, and everyone seemed to be really pro Ben Davies. And, again, I thought I was watching, so I went to go watch some of the highlights to go see, was I missing something in some of these games? Because I thought he was poor for a lot of them, or just barely acceptable. Sorry. Or just kind of scraping by. So I went back. I was rewatching the highlights for the last 3 games to kind of see what I was a larger sample size. And again, one thing I do have to say is I was watching again a Newcastle game, and he was phenomenal in that Newcastle game. I have to give him the credit there. Again, he makes that massive tackle on the first one, kind of push that wide. Only again seeing that, what I would say is Van de Ven probably also gets there and pushes that wide. So I think he's showing that he's competing at a very good level, but whether or not it's a world kind of that next level, I'm not fully convinced. Again, when I was watching this last game back, what I've noticed was, again, hasn't made any immediate errors leading to goals, but he's still a little bit passive. Again, it felt like he was kind of a passenger, and Romero was making all of the big blocks, doing all of the heavy lifting defensively. I went back, I watched the West Ham game. I've seen a similar thing. Romero seems to be making all of the challenges. And also what I was noticing was Ben Davies was losing a lot of headers in the box when he was going up for them. And again, with how many times we've been dealing late where teams are trying to pump balls into the box, and I felt a lot of the time it was less that Ben Davies did something great, but that the forward then skied a chance wide or over. And again, I just don't think that he's good enough to really be at a level. Again, he hasn't made mistakes in recent games causing goals, but I don't think that's I think that's a minimum requirement, not a he should be praised because he didn't give the other team goals in the same way. Because again,
you feel like that's where we're at with it right now, where he's sort of getting praised because he hasn't done that indirectly to goals rather than being maybe absolutely superb. Just quickly, Will Lancashire is here. True for the under-21s, and how is he not buried that? He's 1-on-1. He's never going to make it. Sorry, Shawnee, go on.
Yeah, no, well, again, I felt a lot of it was maybe that there's almost some Ben Davies inherent bias in itself, is he's doing a lot better than he was playing a few months ago. So he's playing better than a poor version of Ben Davies. So, like, comparatively, he looks a lot better. But I was seeing people being like, man of the match, Davies, and I was like, he didn't do anything. Romero did all of the lifting last game. So that I just have been trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not seeing enough. And again, he was getting on the ball a lot, but he was mostly just kind of playing that longer pass to Son, but it was kind of an uninterrupted ball down the wing. It's the ball you expect a center back to be able to play. So again, I just didn't see enough that I was really confused. I was like, I don't understand the level of praise that he's getting. Again, I'm glad that he's doing a good job and not conceding easy goals. But again, I think he's getting let off the hook a lot by Romero's excellence and some poor finishing from other teams. So.
Well, look, you've definitely whipped up the comments into a frenzy there, my man. But look, it probably, alludes to the point you're trying to make, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Well done, Shawnee. And also very eloquently put at the end of the day as well. Like whether you agree with him or
Veritable way
not,
I
I
would
think
put it.
it's I think if I'm kind of getting you or understanding you correctly, it's sort of like he is benefiting from having great players next to him, and he's sort of basically doing his job and what he is expected to do in that system, but maybe getting almost more praise for just in a way kind of doing his job in the system than he really is doing anything that special or unique or anything, which I can
Yeah, I just
understand.
haven't
Yeah.
seen him really standing out and looking like he's carrying his half of that defensive partnership.
He's
So
not
again,
carrying the defense or anything like that in your
so
opinion.
again, I just think that like I haven't seen anything from him that I think another center back couldn't provide. I think Dorrington could do the same job or is close to being able to do the same job. I'm pretty sure Phillips, I think, would definitely be able to have filled in there better, except I think Phillips would probably win some headers. Again, I was watching that second goal, and again, it was the second goal in the West. I think it was one of the goals in another game, and a player just kind of runs past him. Davies should, again, I feel like a stronger center back recognize the player making the movement from behind and blocks that off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another chance to prevent a goal. And I just don't see the physicality from Davies in situations where we need it. So I think that's where we really want to be looking at. Are we bringing that center back in January? Because it's just in a position I think we can improve significantly.
Look, personally, I think it's a fair assessment at the end of the day. Before people are quick to jump on the bandwagon and criticize you, go back and watch the games and try and see if you can understand maybe the point he's making. No, I'm one of them. I'm a big Davies skeptic. I don't believe he's good enough for Tottenham going forward, but credit to him, he's put in 2 games, back to back, which is what we always want to see when players step in. But look, let's see how it goes from here on out. But I tend to fall on Sean's side of the argument. But Shawnee, great call in, my man. Definitely whipped up the comments, which you love to see at times as well. And look, very well eloquently put, more than what I would have. And that's where, people probably stop listening to the points I have to make because I can't put them as eloquently as you. But Sean, I just want to say to you before we let you go, brother, first of all, a big happy Christmas to you. Hopefully you have a great time, my man, and hopefully the festive period is very, very kind to you. And as Tyler would say, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Just happy holidays. Enjoy your hopefully vacations a little bit, everyone.
Yeah, are you get to go home see your family at all, Sean? Or are you staying where you are?
Flying out to California, or not 2 days, so on Wednesday.
Nice.
Very nice.
8-hour flight should be.
Yeah, it's a tough eight.
Smile on his face. Can't wait to go.
I'm glad to get to go home, man.
We love to see. Things we love to see.
Go home. Yeah.
Well, Shawnee, hopefully you make the most of it when you get home and have time with the family, brother. And keep calling in. I want to say as well, just quickly before we let you go, thank you so much for all your support this season, and also in the couple of years gone by. You're always there for nearly every live stream. It does not go unnoticed. And also, you're here on all these fan shows as well, coming on, sharing your wisdom with us. So I truly do appreciate that, my man. And let's keep it going into the new year.
Sounds good.
Ready.
Yeah. Have a great holiday, sir. Everyone,
have a good holidays.
A happy Christmas.
See you, sir.
See you soon, my man. See you, Shawnee. Everybody, wish Shawnee a happy Christmas. Absolute great call in from the man himself, and he's heading home for it, which is what we like to see. Jack, where are we off to next? Bit of a mixed bag in the background. Which one are we pulling out?
I believe we're pulling out KPV, Dave. It's been a while with this, man. We get to talk to him. Let's
get him on. Let's hear what KPV has to say. We'll just bring this up. Let him have a discussion on this when he comes on. Big up, KPV. How are you keeping, sir?
I'm good. Still buzzing from the result on Friday. And I want to say congratulations to Kulu and his partner who are expecting their first child in April. So, yeah, they haven't, I don't know when the day is in April, but 2 months before the Euros. So, congrats, Kulu. And he put the ball under his belly like every Tottenham player has in the past. So, Yeah, well done, Cooley, for doing that celebration you always do. The LeBron James celebration, he always does it. So congrats to you and your partner. So yeah, expecting a child in April, 2 months before the Euros. So yeah,
Yeah.
congrats. And Richarlison in the form of his life, and he remains a target for Saudi Arabia team, but we can't let him go because Son's going to be at the Asian Cup game, so we need him. But he's in the
Mm,
form of his
true.
life. He's with the form he's in, like he's in the form of his life, so we can't let him go. Yeah, he was bad last season, but scored at least 3 goals in all comps, one against Liverpool at Anfield and two against Marseille in the Champions League on his home debut. So he's now got,
Mm,
what, 9 goals over in 2 years. So, yeah,
mm.
form of his life, like, yeah.
JPV, do
And
you believe just with Richarlison quickly before you move on, my man? Do you believe he can become that prolific striker that we need? Because look, you know just as much as I do the great strikers that we've had the privilege of watching growing up, and sometimes at Tottenham there hasn't just been one. You know, before Harry Kane, there was always a couple at Spurs. Can Richarlison be that prolific striker we need going forward to carry us to the promised land?
yeah, I believe he can. Like, um, I think he can. We had, well, I think a few of them in the past that carried us to winning trophies. Like, yeah, we've had some in the past. Like, Bale can play in that position, and I think Lamella can as well in the past. He's played
Mm,
there. And people remember this, but a year ago today, Romero won the World Cup with Argentina and probably the best World Cup final. And Ozzy Ordiles and Romero talking about it on Spurs YouTube channel. Give it a watch, people. Go on there now and watch it. 2 World Cup winners. And let's
mm,
not forget the great Ricky Villa and so the great Jimmy Greaves as well. So we've had, and Lloris, let's not forget. So a few World Cup winners, many Spurs players, but people don't remember. But there was more Spurs players going to the World Cup in Russia. We had about 9 or 10, I think, going there. So
mm,
then the World Cup we just had, there was about 7 or 9 C players. So North London and Manchester taken over the last 2 World Cups. So, but yeah, happy anniversary to Romero and the Argentina team. So yeah, the best World Cup final I've ever watched. So yeah, but as you know, people normally Euros World Cup. So the next World Cup I'm definitely going. It'll be in Canada, USA, Mexico. So if England win all 3 group games, I'll be staying there for 6 weeks. So, Brian,
Wow.
I'll be seeing you there, Brian, Ben, and Tim. And great win on Friday. And Vicario man of the match for 5 clean sheets, and now Pickford has kept 6. So
mm.
it's going to be so the race for the Golden Glove continues. Like he's kept
What do you
five.
make of the save he pulled off at Forest near the end? You know, world class save.
Yeah, world class save. And Forest fans are claiming it was over the line, but nah, like not over the line. Great save. And
Mm,
like he saved that one against Fulham on the Monday Night Football in October when saving the
mm,
season. So on Twitter, I've seen who's the goalkeeper, and it's over, man. Debate over Vicario for me. Like best goalkeeper. I know people saying we should have gone for it, but nah, Vicario last minute. Like
mm,
best goalkeeper. Like I think he's definitely Italy's number one. Donnarumma has been poor for Italy recently, so I think Italy boss should give Vicario a start at the Euros when that is in the summer. So Donnarumma, sorry mate, I think your time's up. Vicario is going to be number one.
Is
Yeah,
Vicario the best Italian goalkeeper? Because it is Donnarumma, I believe, ahead of him, and Donnarumma has not had a great year or two. And I think it's then the Napoli goalkeeper just ahead of him. I think it's Alex Murray is the other guy. So I don't
mm.
know. KPV, should he be the Italian number one?
yeah, he
We
should be
used to have
number
the
one.
French number one in Lloris. Could we have the
Yeah,
Italian
used to
number one?
be Lloris, the French one, but now it's Moganen from AC Milan that
Hmm.
is number one. And I think Vicario should be number one, yeah, because Buffon said he's going to be better than him, and he will definitely be better than Donnarumma. Like, he hasn't started for Italy, he's always been on the bench, but you don't want to be on the bench, you want to start for your national team. Like, Julian Alvarez was on the bench a lot this season, and we should have probably gone for him because a mate of mine named Darren is a Spurs fan and said we should have gone for Julian Alvarez. Like, won the World Cup, but maybe we could have gone for another Argentina striker. him and Bellis linking up. But Teddy Sheringham brought up a good point. We should go for Tony before Arsenal get him because Arsenal can't sign him on loan due to the new rule or something. So maybe Teddy Sheringham's right. Get Ivan Tony in, but reform Richarlison in. But let's see what happens. But yeah, I'd go for Tony. Yeah, his ban is until 20th of January. So maybe, yeah, we probably need a striker while Son's away. So why not get him? His record from the spot is good. Like, should have been in the World Cup squad last year, but no, he couldn't after betting. But yeah, he still can't play. But maybe we should go for Tony because he he scored against City at the Etihad, and they were the only team to do the double over City last season. But let's bear in mind we've done a double over City the previous season before, and yeah, we stopped Liverpool winning the title. So when we go to Anfield in the new year, we're going to stop them winning the league again. So yeah, everyone, we're going to stop Liverpool winning the league again because Chelsea stopped us. So Liverpool are not winning it. I would prefer Liverpool or City win a league because no one wants Arsenal winning it.
Well, who's going to win it then, KPV? Because you look at the table now. We're only 6 points, 6 points behind the league leaders at the minute. Can we do it ourselves?
Yeah, I think we can. We still can because we've got some games coming up. Like we've got Brighton next weekend, and then we got Bournemouth as well at home. So
yeah.
So if we can win these 3 games, then who says we can't? Because Grandpa Brian, Ben and Sim, we are told on TV says we can, and yeah, Dermot says we can. So I'm not giving up on this team. Like the Premier League is not ready for Maddison and Van der Ven when they come back because
No, they're not.
we've got Man United at Old Trafford after burning FA Cup. So yeah, when Van der Ven and Maddison come back, then Old Trafford, we're going to go there, slap United apart. They just lost to Bayern in midweek last week, so they can't beat Bayern Munich, and they got beaten by Bournemouth. So Old Trafford gonna go there, slap them apart again. Maybe 7-1 this time, but 6-1 again. Then who knows? We'll be in a sideways then. Like we should have the league wrapped up at Stamford Bridge by then. But yeah, great
That'd be
win
nice.
great win on Friday, 2-0. I did say I was going to go for 3-0. I said on Real Tottenham TV, but 2-0, great win. We've now beaten Forest 3 times in the league. Like they beat us in the Carabao Cup 2-0, but we've beaten them 3 times in the league, and we have their number. But
what do you make of Bissouma sending off, KPV?
Not good. He needs to stop. Like, yeah, since the Luton game, just hasn't been great. Like the first 10 games, he was brilliant, but yeah, the Luton game, he was poor. I don't know why he dived getting sent off, but the players. We are talking on TV checked, had posted a video about players who need to avoid getting yellow cards. Kulu got 2 yellow cards, so we need him to avoid. And Romero needs to be careful because he loves to be aggressive. So, but yeah, he still needs to take on Matty Cash after what Matty Cash did to Bentancur. So, yeah. And when the new year comes, I think the yellow cards go back to 0. So, yeah. Let's hope we don't get many more red cards because Arsenal had more red cards than us 2 seasons ago when we beat them to top 4. So they've had more red cards in the league than us over the last decade. So we've only had about 5 or 6. And Kane has never been sent off, but Son did. I got asked a question on Friday: who was the last Tottenham player to be sent off in 2 games? And the answer was Son, Everton, and Chelsea. So they were the games under Mourinho. So I know Son was away at Bournemouth when we lost 1-0. This season we reached the Champions League final, so he's had 3 red cards. So, but let's hope that doesn't happen to him because he's been in form this season. So let's hope he scores against Everton on what, Sunday is it or Saturday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Sorry.
2
Yeah.
o'clock. And Everton at home, like they've only beaten us there once. And that was when we brought Doherty and Højbjerg on their debuts. So yeah, Colin Jalocki was the last Everton boss to win at our new stadium. So Sean Dyche, not happening again, sunshine. Saturday 3 o'clock, we're gonna slap him apart. Yeah, I said 4-1, so I'm sticking with it. But maybe
We'll hit him
Man
with the sunshine. We'll show him the sunshine with a big win.
Son, yes, Son loved the goal against Everton, and it's Richarlison time. But yeah, he won't celebrate because you saw the Brentford Villa game. Watkins was just pointing to the Brentford fans, and they gave him abuse. So yeah, you don't celebrate against your old team. Lampard didn't, and
No.
Bale didn't against Southampton. So players who play for the old team intend to celebrate, but nah, it's not going to happen. So Everton at home, and then Brighton and Bournemouth. So them 3 games, we can still be will be in top 4. So them
Nice.
games is gonna see how we do. But yeah, 9 points. We can take 9 and bring on the new year. So yeah, let's see
There
how
you
we
go,
do.
KPV.
I'm looking forward to it. So I'm definitely going to one of the games, and the North London Derby will be the one. I need to do the membership first because I haven't done it yet. So I'll definitely be doing that and go to the game. So I'll
Love
definitely
it.
be going to one. And so yeah, I'll see
Well,
you all for the next fan show.
We'll see you soon, KPV.
before
And
before
we
we
hope
let
you
you
have a
go,
great
lad,
Christmas, man.
yeah. Before we let you go, lad, I just behalf from myself anyway. And Jack's already said happy Christmas to you, but happy Christmas, my man. Thank you so much, even through the bad times, coming on here, putting a smile on everybody's faces. That doesn't go unnoticed, brother.
Yeah,
And look, hopefully you have a great time, my man, over the festive period, and have a good holiday, sir.
yeah, and I'll see you all for the next fan show. And as always, come on, you Spurs, in Andrew Trust. We never stop.
And
Let's go.
Andrew
Love
Trust.
it. Love it,
never stop.
KPV. We never
Nice one,
stop, brother.
KPV. Big up, man.
Big up. KPV, have a good one, sir. Have a great
Have
Christmas holiday, and we'll speak to you again very, very
Yeah.
soon. Thank you for all your support and all these fan show appearances, man. See you soon.
See you soon, KPV.
Big up,
Have a good one,
KPV.
man.
Everybody, please get into the comments. We wish KPV a big happy Christmas. Absolutely deserves it. Let's not forget the times when we were down in the dumps under Conte and Nuno and stuff like that. And KPV appeared and said something that put a smile on all of our faces. So please wish him the happiest of Christmas. But look, we'll keep it going. Jack, I believe we've got is it Donovan next?
Yeah, Donovision time. Let's see what he has to say. Fresh
Get him
off
on.
hitting the books or fresh off the gym, maybe one or the two.
Donovan, let's get him on and let's see how he is. Donovan, how
There
are you
he
keeping,
is.
sir? Long time no see.
Hey, happy Christmas, guys. How's it going?
Good to see you,
Happy
man.
Christmas to you, man. Good to see you.
What's up with you? What's
Yeah,
your thoughts after Friday?
I hope my connection stays. I'm in a public Wi-Fi. So, that was game of champions. You don't play your best game of football, but you somehow find a way to go over the line. So I was definitely proud of the lads. And let's bring on those Everton toffees on Friday or Saturday.
Carried into Everton for sure, man. Was there any sort of worries that you had going into that Forest game, or were you sort of expecting, a 2-0 win of some kind?
Oh, are you there, Donovan?
Yeah, I mean they're good on appeal. I was kind of hoping Brennan would have a better game, to be honest, going home against his. Oh,
No, yeah, we got you. Just there's a bit of a delay.
I'm still here. You there?
Yeah, sorry, Donovan. There seems to be about a 20-second delay, my man. So what we'll do is...
How about that? Maybe I'll turn my camera off. Is that better?
Probably. We can go camera off, whatever you want.
You speak for
You
you speak, my man, and tell us what you want to get off your chest. We won't interrupt you because there's a delay, and every time we do, it'll just cut you off. So you speak, my man. What do you want to say?
I'm in a run. I gotta catch.
Boss, I just wanted to come on. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and happy Christmas to you and all the work you guys done. And it's good to listen to you guys when we're going through a rough patch. We went through a bit of a rough patch there, 4 or 5 games where we were kind of wondering, is this the Spurs of old? But no, we got through it, and we're a stronger fan base because of it. And bring on Everton. I'm not too concerned about Everton going forward. I think we got a more quality in the tank and all over the pitch. And I think Richarlison will be fighting to get back at his old club. So, from the bottom of my heart, happy Christmas. Love to both you guys, and I'm going for 3-0 Spurs this weekend. Come on.
Come on. Love you, Dono. Absolute legend. Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Yeah, just before we let you go, Donovan, as well, from myself, my man, a very happy Christmas to you. We go back a long time to the old pre-match build-up days on We Are Tottenham TV and stuff like that. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, and I want to say as well to you, thank you for all your support, all the appearances where you can to get on and have conversations with us and spread some of your wisdom, my man. And look, I really do hope you and your family and all of yours have a great Christmas and a great holiday. And again, just thank you, my man. You're an absolute sound chap. So have a good holiday period.
Right on, lads. Well, thank you so much. Hey, happy Christmas, and see you guys in the new year.
Love you, man. Have a good one, Dono. Hope to speak to you a bit longer next time. Big up to you, Dono.
Big up, Donovan.
See you, man.
He's gone. Well, we tried. Yeah,
he got to spiel out. He got to get something out there, but he tried his best, and it just shows. It's nice to see that Donovan, tried his best, but looks like maybe the Wi-Fi was maybe letting him down a little bit there. But nice to still, hear him, at least, give some sort of take on sort of the future in the game. And we just love Donovan over here, so it's nice that he gave it a good go. But happy Christmas to Donovan and everybody. You know him as Donovan Osterreicher in the chat, the big Dono Vision. Doing. Let me see actually just quickly, just since, I guess, we didn't speak for as long. Let's see just where he is in the fantasy league, Dave. Maybe we'll just see quickly,
let's have a quick look. Everyone knows why Jack's just bringing
any
that
updates?
up.
Yeah. Any updates on the under 21s? While we have this.
No, it's still 1-0 to Tottenham under 21s. Leeds are looking to maybe come and steal a late point here. But look, we played all right tonight again, but just maybe not the goals that should be there. Not as clinical as maybe we were. Leeds very, very close there with Spurs. Who's that? I think that's Lyons Foster, nearly close to turn the ball into his own net there from a Leeds cross. It's just gone wide. But everybody, please get in the chat and wish Donovan a very happy Christmas, please.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And Donovan is currently 14th after maybe not so great a week when it comes to the points. And he is close to the top 10, though, Donovan. So I might be seeing you in there sometime soon. I remember he started very, very far down there in the league originally, sort of where you and Dave and I all were. And he's joined up with the very, very top. So big up to Donovan. Hopefully he has a good rest of his week. And it looks like he's off to class or something as well. He's a busy guy and he still tries to make the time to come on and everything like that. So big up to you, Donovan. Have a good rest of your week, sir. And yeah, I guess we'll keep it moving here. I think we have Michael next. Michael, are you good to go? Thumbs up? Okay. All
Double
right.
thumbs up. He's eager today. We love that. Let's get him on. Everyone, big up, Michael. Michael, how are you, sir? Big smiles on your face after Friday?
Yeah, big up, boys. I was afraid I'm not going to make it with the toast because I saw that you, that Donovan call ended, right? And I was
we cut off your dinner.
I have to, make the supper quickly. But yeah, I'm here.
We would have waited for you anyway, my man. No rush, no rush.
Speaking of fantasy, guess who's second in the league?
This guy.
That's me.
Well done to you, sir. Well done to you, sir. Somebody's got a challenge. Well done to you, man. Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, anger management. There you are, my man. Anger management. Wow. Damn. 1,000 points already as well. This I'm 23 or 27 away from 1,000, so we'll get there one day. Big up. Yeah, I've joined the top 5. You're in the top 2, man. And also, you're not that far. No, we're still a ways from Felix.
Yeah,
so it's going to be up to you to catch up to him. It'll be up to you to catch up to him.
Yeah, Felix is smashing it. I'm watching. I'm there.
He'll catch up.
Well, I will say, Michael, is people can get complacent. People can get complacent and take their mind off over Christmas. So if you just knuckle down, it'll do you the world of good. Just quickly, I'm going to log back in. I think I'm lagging slightly and it's throwing everything off sync. So I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay. Well, Michael, kind of the question I keep asking people in the beginning is sort of like, were you expecting a 2-0 win or were you kind of nervous going into this one? Because there was 2 different sort of takes I was getting before we even kicked the ball. A lot of people were like, Spurs are going to smash Forest. It's going to be a nice, fun weekend. And then there were others that were saying this could be a trickier game than we might actually realize. So were you surprised by the 2-0? Not surprised?
So my first thought was definitely that it's not going to be an easy game. I knew that like the Forest crowd is fully behind Cooper, or at least vast majority of them. And because it's I think it's the case of a wounded animal, situation where like the wounded animal is the most dangerous, and Forest are definitely wounded right now. I think before playing us, they lost 4 on a trot. The last one of them being 5-0 to Fulham, if my mind serves me correctly, right? So I was fully expecting like a fully hard fought battle, basically, right? And that's what we got. Listen, I had my say on different shows about the refereeing standard. I was absolutely appalled by the
you
fact
were
that,
livid. You were livid.
yeah, I was absolutely furious with how that game was refereed. And listen, again, I want to say this again. No issues with the Bissouma red card, right? I think it was absolutely a right call. In this standard of refereeing that we have, right? I think that was the call that I expected them to make, right? And I don't necessarily have like issues with like majority of our yellow cards, except for Udoji's. I think that Udoji's yellow card was an absolute joke. How is he getting booked for a shoulder badge? That's just ridiculous for me. But I had massive issues with Forest players not getting penalized for fouling our players, right? I think Sonny got fouled like 7 times or something during the whole game. I think Poro got his ankles scraped like 3 or 4 times. And by the same people, by the way. It's not like it was, this player. It was all like the same people committing fouls again and again. Not booking for this, like when Yates showed this after the Bissouma tackle, right? It was supposed to be a booking, so keep it like standardized, right? I want to see the same decisions for the same type of challenges, right? And we didn't get it. I was livid during that game.
You know what, Michael? It's a recurring trend, all right. It was the same against Fulham. The amount of fouls they committed on us in the first half. Strangely enough, we were the first team to get a booking. They didn't get booked till late in the second half. Same with Crystal Palace, if people remember. They routinely took our players down every opportunity they got. They didn't pull out a card till it was into extra time of the game. It's absolutely shocking what's going on. It's a recurring team, but how do we sort it out? Can the club maybe... Oh, great save by Josh Keeley for the under-21s just there quickly. Still 1-0. But how do we sort it out? Is there a way where Ange can maybe meet with the referees and express his frustration? Because it does seem like now that they're closing all avenues that they don't want to hear it.
I honestly don't know. I think if he speaks up and say like it's really like such a hard like path to walk, if that makes sense, right? Because like you say a bit too much and they are going to penalize you and take you to court like they did with Arteta, which by the way, like F Arteta, but I think the fact that he was taken to court is a bit like
joke.
Well, it's
I
a
hate
joke.
him, he deserves it, but you're right, it's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, right? Like coaches have to have the ability to express their disapproval of the decision of some of the decisions, right? Maybe the wording should be a bit different, right? Because calling them a disgrace, whatever. Maybe that was the case, right? But this is my point. You just you go over the line just a bit, and you are in deep shit, basically, right? So it's a really fine line to walk, and I think Ange is a bit lenient with his responses in the press conference, but to be honest, I just think it's basically just the incompetence of the referees, right? I think someone that I talked to about this game made the point that the referee just got caught up in the atmosphere of the ground, right? Which is not necessarily him being biased against Spurs. It's just that every single time that we were falling, the whole crowd was going absolutely apeshit, right? And he just got caught in that atmosphere, right? And he was really triggered happy with the cuts towards our players, right? Which I mostly attribute to the incompetence of the referee, right? It's just listen, I know they are humans. I know they can get caught up in the atmosphere or whatever, right? But after all, he should be a non-biased person there, right? He should. But it's really hard to take that out of a human being, right? So Yeah, but listen, let's maybe talk about something else, because I swear, I kid you not, I could talk about this like for 20 minutes and just waste your time, and you know.
Well, one that we haven't actually asked today is sort of with Bissouma's red card, does sort of mean that the midfield will yet again need to be sort of changed or reconfigured. So going into Everton, who do sort of play a very physical type game and everything like that, what would be your changes to the midfield? I've seen, just simply throw Højbjerg in the number 6 and keep Kulusevski and Sarr. Some have said move Sarr, deeper to try to get Gio Celso back into the team, but Gio Celso might also be injured, and maybe you could, touch on that a little bit. Maybe some frustrations there with him, still being injured. So thoughts on the midfield, ahead of this Everton game.
My biggest frustration is with Bissouma, of course. Like, I think I spoke about it once already, but I think he just has those brain fart moments when the responsibility is on his back. I think he just like, I don't want to even say switches off. I think he just tries too hard in certain moments, and when it doesn't work, he like commits even more instead of just sometimes pulling back, right? I think we made the case in the Man City game where he dribbled past 1-2 players, and like the third one stopped him and they scored the third goal off of it, right? I think this Nottingham Forest game, he miscontrolled the ball, but honestly, in the situation we were in, 2-0 up, and the place that on the pitch where it happened, he didn't really need to go in with the tackle. And it's just about like the on pitch calmness and intelligence, right? And he just clearly lacked it in that situation. So because of it, now we have to pretty much fill the makeshift midfield, like. And honestly, like, I'm a bit afraid of this Everton game, because I think like definitely their strongest like part of the pitch is their midfield. They don't have like any world beaters, quality, over the top like midfielders, that will just dribble past 11 players. But what they do have is an extremely hard working, running, physical midfield that will just bully you off the ball if you give them the chance to do that, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think we should, because I think if you put our physical midfield there, I think we have the capability of outplaying them in the midfield. The issue is that it's not really there, because Bissouma is injured. And Sarr is really physical, but you have to take into consideration that he is a kid, right? Still, no matter how much you try to convince me, a 19-year-old going up against a 28-year-old, a 28-year-old man with like extremely well-built physique, I think Sarr can get bullied a bit by that Everton midfield, right? It's nothing bad about the player. I just think it's purely based on physicality, right?
Yeah.
And I would honestly have the same worry with Gio Celso. Gio Celso, he can be like a dickhead on the pitch, definitely, right? And he can put a nasty challenge in, right? Nasty. That's the wrong quote. I think he can be like a bit of a fighter in the midfield, but I just think physically we might struggle a bit, right? So that's why I would gravitate towards like Højbjerg, Sarr, and Kulusevski in the midfield. I think Kulusevski loves the physical battle, and he is an absolute specimen in terms of like upper body strength and not getting bullied off the ball. And I think Højbjerg it's really hard, because sometimes he's like really
Did he play well when he came on? Do you think, like when he came on in the game, in that Forest game? I thought he added something to it, like stability.
Yeah, that definitely, right. I was also surprised that he wasn't the first person to come off the bench when we had to substitute Brennan Johnson. But I guess Oli Skip is a bit more like physical, faster, and a bit more like attacking oriented. But I think that's stretching it a bit. I would honestly prefer it if it was Højbjerg that came on first. But yeah, so like a long-winded answer to your question, Jack. I think we should field like a Højbjerg, Sarr, Kulusevski midfield, and front three of Son, Richarlison, and hopefully Johnson, because like everything points to him being fit for the game. It was just a cut, apparently, right? So that's how I would like shape that front six,
Gotcha.
let's call it, right, of ours. Yeah,
I'd agree with you. I definitely would rather see Højbjerg in there. Look, Højbjerg progressing the ball from a deeper position is actually good at doing that. He's actually okay at doing that. It's when you put him in that number 8 role and ask him to maybe be that creator is where maybe the problems come in. So I'd definitely go with that. But Michael, as well, Destiny Dozier, of course, is missing the game at Everton as well, out with suspension. Look, do you put Emerson back in at left back? A lot of people weren't happy with his last performance at left back, maybe against Fulham. Do you move Ben Davies across and maybe play Emerson in centre back or Dorrington in there? What would you do for the defence going into the Everton game?
It's a really tough nut to crack, I would say, because I actually like what I'm seeing from Davies and Romero as a pair. It's not me saying that I want us to extend Davies's contract and whatever, right? But those two performances, especially those last two performances, I think were quite good, and I think moving him out wide would just break that partnership, however you want to call it, that's symbiotic thing that they have there, Romero and Davies, because I actually think they are playing quite well, the two of them. So I think the lesser evil is putting Emerson Royal as left back, right? Because I just don't think that Davies has enough legs in him left to be a left back, right? I think as much as I don't like Emerson in that left back role, I think still he possesses a bit more quality on the ball, and I think putting him in that inverted midfield role that we do, I think he will be a bit better than Davies there. I would rather have let me put it this way, I would rather have a pair of solid center backs, solid in terms of Davies and Romero, and a subpar quality left back, rather than putting rather than putting Royal center back, for example, and Davies left back, right? Because then we have a subpar left back and subpar center back, right? So I think again, but it's all lesser evil type of deal, right? It's not that I like any of those combinations, right? Honestly, I wouldn't be that massively against. I don't know, boys, you watch under 21s way more than me, right? Do we have a left back in under 21s that could maybe do it? Because I think that's a real shame.
No one in the under 21s at full back level, I don't think, are good enough to step up. You've got Ashcroft. I'm not sure he's going to make it at right back. Charlie Sayers can play left back. Not sure he's going to make it there in the Premier League. Or Robson, I'm not sure either. So for me, I think, look, it will actually have to be Emerson. And look, I'm okay for it. He doesn't cost us defensively there. It's okay. Sometimes he could be a bit better on the ball going forward, and not even a bit better, just a bit more quicker. Sometimes I think he likes to take too many touches at times. But look, as far as I think he'll fill in, I think he will. I think, look, you're right. As much as I would like to see Dorrington give the opportunity, right now with Romero and Davies, the last couple of games they've been good. So as a partnership, I don't think you can break that up. And for me, I think you keep going with it until Van der Ven is back, or until Davies start costing us goals again, and then I'll be campaigning for my man Dorrington to come in. But what I will say is Davies should probably thank me, because the heat I put on him with Dorrington, it's actually made him perform better. So he should actually thank me in that regard. But Michael, we are busy this evening, my man, so we will have to end it off there. But before we let you go, I want to say, first of all, to you, thank you very much for all your appearances on the fan show, all your support, brother. It really hasn't gone unnoticed, and it really, we really do appreciate it. And I want to wish you a happy Christmas, your missus a happy Christmas, and hopefully you and your family have a great time. You get to see the brother, the mother, and the father, and stuff like that as well, and just have a great time, brother. And everyone in the chat, please, before we let Michael off, wish him a happy Christmas.
Yeah, I'm actually, it's the first time I'm taking my girlfriend to my family for Christmas, so it's
you have it on Christmas Eve, though, if I remember correctly. I work with a lot of Polish people, and Christmas Eve is the main day, right, where you have the big dinner and stuff.
Yeah. 24th of December is the bigger, when we all meet with family, and we have, as you said, an evening dinner, and it's usually it starts at 4 p.m. and ends at midnight basically, and depending on the family, some families drink, some families don't. It depends on like how religious you are, right? But my family loves partying, so usually it just ends not like in some heavy drinking, but my mother drinks wine, and and all that stuff. It's
you're
a
allowed a
wonderful.
good time. No one begrudges people a good
Yeah,
time.
Polish
Michael.
can have a good time. Polish know how to have a good time.
It's a wonderful day, and yeah, boys, I don't really know how to like wish you Merry Christmas in English, how to do the
You've
whole
done it. Merry Christmas. You've done it.
yeah, but basically I just hope that everything's well. But the most important thing is being healthy in those times, right? So I wish you a lot of health. And listen, coming onto the shows has been like an amazing experience for me, even like down to a simple fact that I get to practice my English and and talk with you, which I don't really have a chance to do like otherwise, right? That being part of this like English speaking community has been like amazing for me, and basically became my daily routine. My girlfriend even knows about it, when your shows are, when I will be participating in those, right? So yeah, like as I said, like I'm really grateful for what you guys do and for the work that you put in for us. And yeah, listen, the best Christmas present can be Jean-Claire Todibo 1st of January in our club. Like La Masia product, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He's from Barca's Academy.
Yeah,
so.
true. True.
We're
true.
thankful for you, Michael. We're thankful for you. We're appreciative of you and everything that you. I mean, people like yourself who come on and on the fan show so regularly, do such a smashing job on them. I think give people encouragement. That they can do it themselves.
Yeah.
They can come on and have your say. And also too, there are some slow nights and there are some busy nights when it comes to the fan show, and you've been there for all of them as well. And I think that also is a real help to us, because it just makes it so that people can feel comfortable coming on, no matter what night it may be, just because, they see people like yourself come on. So thank you, Michael. And the way I'm seeing it written down is Vesolish Sviat for Merry Christmas. I'm close enough. Sounds like I have, close enough. Well, I'll take it. I won't go any further there to embarrass myself, but Merry Christmas to you, Michael.
Merry Christmas, boys. Bye-bye.
And just before we let you go, just quickly, my man, in the new year we need to get them post-match shows up and running again. I do miss your tactical analysis and breakdowns of the game, my man. But honestly, thank you very much for everything you've done for us, brother. It doesn't go unnoticed. And Voschlich Sviat as well.
Voschlich Sviat. Pick up Michael. And I think he dipped out towards the end there. So I hope maybe Michael, if you go back and listen to that little part that Dave just said to you. We'd love to have you on for those post-match shows indeed. But just 2 more guests this evening. I think the link might still be up there. So if you do want to still come on and have your say, you're welcome to. But we can also just have these 2 last guests. If you do plan on coming on, feel free to hit that link, though. It does help us out a little bit, and knowing that there might be someone else wanting to come on. But we have 2 more guests. It is going to be Ribsy and Dermatron.
Just quickly, it's bad that I know a lot more swear words in Polish than I do Happy Christmas and all the niceties, which is probably bad. But I need to speak to Michael and get some of the nicer things to say in the language. I used to love that. Look, it doesn't matter, my man. I tried my best. I probably Jack's was way more sexier sounding than mine was, but I tried my best on that, my man. Big up, Michael. And honestly, have a great time, sir. I hope you do. You need to teach me some of the nice phrases in Polish, though. I know too many of the swear words, from people teaching me and stuff down the years. But look, let's keep it moving. Let's keep this show on the road. Let's bring on the one and only Ribsy from Down Under. Ribsy, how you keeping, sir?
Hello, guys. Really good. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, good. It's just mid-morning here, just getting settled into the day. Been listening to the show. But yeah, what's going on?
We got all your thoughts pre-match before the Forest game. So let's get your debrief. I mean, what did you think of the game, lad?
Yeah,
everything goes planned.
It was a tough one. I think a lot of people and probably most people would have said this is not going to be, a walk in the park. Like we rode our luck a little bit, which we tend to do at times. But we had a little bit of quality in finishing, which took us there. And in the end, the score's quite comfortable, isn't it? So I mean, if you're not happy with that, then you know, it could have been better, sure, but you know, 2-0 away. I mean, what can you say? Pretty good, I reckon.
Wasn't unconvincing either, right? I mean, it was, I think, for the most part, pretty convincing from Spurs. It's not like we got away with it. Wasn't a performance that, you know, we stole it or anything. Wasn't a Friday night robbery, you know, of any sort of kind. Was, you know, just a simple, you know, I wouldn't say massive deforestation, but a simple deforestation of them.
No, that's right. A lot of the talk about the bulldozers and the Agent Orange and stuff maybe was a little bit over the top, but I was just trying to be upbeat for it. That's the key sometimes, right? But we were talking about the Newcastle game prior, and you'd say that in that game that Newcastle played quite poorly compared to what they typically do. And I would say that the opposite is true. Well, maybe not the opposite, but Forest played well for what they are as a team, and they're at home, and they can probably feel a little unlucky that they didn't get a goal, but I think that the result was how it should have been. I think we beat them quite convincingly.
And even the way they had set up, though, was also kind of as if they were sort of just hoping that they could nick a goal at some stage. And then if they had that sort of edge and that sort of advantage, they could keep playing the way they were to frustrate Spurs. But the way it looked was if we were to go up first and if we were to grab that first goal, I felt like it was sort of over for them. They couldn't play the way that they were playing, I think, in expecting to win the game. I think they did sort of set up to get some sort of point or maybe get some type of kind of upset and much more of a defensive type setup, because for a lot of periods of the game, like they pretty much had everybody behind the ball and their mother. And I think Steve Cooper was sort of setting up to not lose. And the moment that they conceded that first goal right before halftime sort of opened up the game for, I think, Spurs, and just made it a lot easier, I think, on us in general, you know, by doing that. Speaking of which, Richarlison, were you surprised he got another goal, or, you know, just maybe he's in good form right now and we should be expecting this from now on?
Well, yeah, no, I wasn't surprised. I'm ecstatic, though. I'm so glad to see him kick on. I'm watching that game back as well. That was a good header. That was a great goal from him, and he's looking comfortable. He's looking confident. It's exactly what you want to see. You know, it's so hard as a team that's had a striker like Harry Kane for as long as we had to look at any other striker, even when they're performing well. You're sort of like, yeah, all right, but I mean, he's no Harry Kane, and he never will be. You know, like there's no even comparison. But the thing is, you don't need Harry Kane to score goals. You know, a player like Richarlison can do the job, provided the tactic is designed in such a way that takes advantage of his skills and doesn't rely on a player like Harry Kane. It makes you wonder for how long because of our reliance on Harry Kane, how long we really underperformed, but had one player that was really overperforming. I mean, there's no point, you know, analyzing it too much now. It's all done and it's all history. But how many seasons did we sort of kick around the, you know, third, fourth, fifth, you know, with with most of the team playing at 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
or how many games did we take advantage of headers like that? You know, the one that the header that Richarlison got right before halftime to give us that distance, where we had been playing well, but I don't know, we needed that header and we needed somebody to step up in that sort of occasion. Yeah. I think Harry Kane and Sonny, of course, but have always been those two guys, and it's always been a bit sort of tiring where when Spurs aren't playing their best, you're kind of like, it's just going to be either Kane or Son to step up with some sort of goal to kind of drag us out of this one. And Richarlison was sort of the one to do it this time. It was finally a different face.
Yeah, well, he doesn't look like he's in, you know, he's not struggling. He's not in pain. He's not, you know, down on himself. He looks as though he's playing with that freedom of a player that's, you know, playing unhurt and uninjured and, you know, with a smile on his face. I mean, it's all you can ask for. And if he's putting the ball in the goal, I mean, sensational. Very happy. Good to see him do it.
Look, long may it continue, because his celebration brings me so much joy in the moment. I don't think I ever want to lose it, to be honest with you. And plus, I love the way, you know, I think everyone enjoys the celebration. So I really do hope it works out for Richie. But look, he's still got to do it for the rest of the season. So let's wait and see what happens there. But I mean, look, he's like, I'm going to start calling him the Undertaker, you know, resurrecting from the dead. Absolutely love it. But look, you also look at Bissouma sending off. Are you concerned about the amount of cards and sending offs and that we're sort of racking up? Because I'm of the opinion, I don't think Ange Postecoglou's too concerned. You seen when we went down to 10 men against Luton and last week. I mean, we went straight to the exact same formation, so it's clearly something that he's worked on and clearly thinks, you know, it's always going to be a possibility with the aggressive style that we employ.
Yeah, I mean, you got to accept some type of attrition with your players when you're playing an intensive high press. You've got players of varying ability running around. You know, you're going to get, and especially in a league like the Premier League, where so often at other teams' ways to sort of stop our high energy sort of game has just been to just crash our players down as much as they can. We're going to take injuries. It's just the way it is. So I think it would be painting Ange as an actual naive person to assume that he didn't expect that there was going to be many injuries, or at least, you know, tired players throughout the season. And I think that he's a much better man manager than that. And he would have been prepared for that. But also he'd be looking at his backups and saying, okay, so it's all well and good, but I need some better backups in some key positions. And, you know, having Solomon and Perisic both go down fairly early with injury in the season in those attacking roles has been tough when it's obvious that although he probably sees some talent in Hill, he probably doesn't see him as a player for him, or else he'd be using him more. Johnson, obviously, he's comfortable to use, but he's a young player and his form's sort of coming and going at times. And the centre backs is I mean, that's the one he's mentioned the most from what I understand in his conferences. So that's what he wants. He wants more. He wants some depth in the centre backs, and the centre backs that he has, for example, Eric Dier, he wants. Well, he obviously has no interest in playing him, or else he would be playing him, right? So
yeah, or even like the fact that he just floats in and out of sort of the squad, or in general, I think, you know, is a major sign to what Ange must think of him. He was even recently with Daniel Levy, I believe, watching the North London derby between the Spurs women and the Arsenal women. Yeah. And do you think they, in all seriousness, Ribsy, like, what else could they be talking about other than maybe, you know, future plans and maybe some business in January? Like, well, I'd like to believe they do talk about that, like right there. You
can't imagine that Ange Postecoglou just socializes with Daniel Levy on the regular. That's just them hanging out. A couple of dudes just hanging out.
Yeah, maybe they just happen to be sat next to each other, you know, for that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's just, oh, Levy, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Do you feel like Ange is sort of the guy that can do a better job about, because right, it's been a struggle in the past with managers asking Levy for things, and especially asking for money or transfers. Do you think Ange sort of is, do you think he knows that you know, previous managers have sort of blown up with Daniel in the past? Do you think he's a smart enough guy to sort of avoid that type of drama and that sort of type of tension that's always existed between manager and Daniel Levy?
The trouble, I guess, looking back to say Pochettino, like Levy talks about Pochettino when he was at the club, and he talks about him like he was an actual friend of his. Like they actually got along really well. And if a friend of his couldn't get a player here and there that he wanted, it's difficult to, you know, it's difficult to assume that Ange is going to do much better in that regard. The only difference is that the fan base has turned on Levy quite substantially since the Pochettino days.
Good point.
So I think it's more, I think without trying to toot our horns too much, I think that the fans are the ones who are going to be getting Levy to loosen the purse strings more than Ange himself. Ange will say, this is what I need, but the fans are the ones who are going to be like, you give him what he wants, or we're going to start, you know, doing the nasty chants at you again in the stadium. So
Interesting answer, actually. I'd never thought about it that way, actually. Yeah, and that could be well the case, actually. Who's really giving the pressure towards Levy? It might not actually be Ange. It might actually be sort of the media as well as the fan base. Because also, even last season, too, I think Levy had far more attention from the media than I usually recall. Like, it's usually just Spurs fans that sort of give him a lot of attention. But last season, because of how poorly things were going, he was often in sort of talk sport conversations with Simon Jordan and Jim White and everything. And you did find Simon Jordan defending Daniel Levy a lot last season, if I recall, in a lot of conversations. But just in general, like, that you don't make that sort of type of conversation between Simon Jordan and Jim White unless you're kind of on the headlines and sort of in the main bit of news and everything. And Daniel Levy last season was far more in it than he used to be, and he probably would like to avoid that, knowing how he is, right? He kind of seems to be the guy that probably hates that when he's basically in everybody's mouth. He wants to hide under the radar and almost have people forget that he kind of, I think, exists sometimes. I think that's what he prefers.
Well, I mean, I guess someone who's really succeeding in that role that he's doing is he should be almost invisible, right? It should be just the club functions. Maybe he shows up for like a club event or something. They put the camera on him every now and then in the stadium, but you shouldn't be thinking, why won't this guy help when all we need is this player, or all we need is to get this done. Why won't he get it done? It's not like we're poor, so just sort it out. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that Ange and the pressure of the fan community, and on top of that, Levy probably actually seeing our performance the first half of the season and realizing that there is a real chance to make a run at Champions League or whatever you like to consider to be the top performance of this season. I think that with a couple of changes, especially with other players that want to leave as well. So if players like, for example, Dier and maybe Højbjerg, and maybe Celso, if these guys want to go and we can identify an upgrade to bring in. I know that people get terrified when people say, "Oh, we're going to get rid of Celso," and then they go, "Oh, but who are we going to play in midfield?" It's like, okay, so let's just assume that we're also getting a replacement as part of that, with it, just to cap that off. So if we're doing that and we're getting an upgrade, or someone who's young with potential who maybe isn't an upgrade but has the potential to be far better, then and will really slot into Ange's system, then I think that Levy would be crazy not to go for it. I think that the buying power in the leagues, sort of, even though, but who did we got Porro last January, didn't we?
Last January, we got him on loan and paid for him in the summer.
I think that's the trick. Is
we got Kulu and Bentancur.
That's I forgot about that. Yeah. So that's brilliant. So I think if you identify those leagues and those players where they have like release clauses, that's probably the best way to go, right? Because you're going to be negotiating until, they don't want to lose players in January, especially their best players that are the kind of players that Spurs would want. You got to find those guys who have a dollar figure on them, or a pound figure or a euro figure, and just go, okay, that's the release clause. We're happy to pay it. Bring it, we'll talk contract. I think doing the standard sort of Levy endless negotiation with no result thing is not going to get anywhere in January, especially when people know that we're sort of. Sorry, go ahead.
What I will say on that is, look, he does take an eternity himself when he gets involved in deals to get them over the line. But in fairness to him, the Pedro Porro one wouldn't have got over the line last January unless he did get involved on it. But also, what I will say is we also have to understand that the transfer tactic now we're using doesn't necessarily come from Daniel Levy. And I'm not defending him here because I'm not one of his biggest fans. But, Paratici, and this is a known transfer tactic, he's done it everywhere he can. He sort of puts the feelers out for a number of players, throws a lot of clubs off the fence and gets them to go everywhere else. Yeah. And all of a sudden we bring in the guy that everyone else is looking at under the radar without them knowing about it. So I do think, look, despite people getting frustrated with it, it's set to continue for sure. And look, I'd argue it's worked out in our favor. It means we're getting good players at good prices, and we're not just leaping straight in there and then sparking a bidding war. Everyone was shocked when we signed Vicario. Apparently, a lot of people are looking at him. Everyone was shocked when we signed Bissouma, and stuff like that. They're like, how the fuck did he end up at Tottenham? So, look, it's a tactic I'd argue, whether we like it or not, it does work, Ribsy.
No, for sure. And also, if you're sort of putting the feelers out and you are talking to players, even when it's not that window you're going to be signing them, and the potential signing is going to come later. I mean, I wonder how much, like with Maddison, for example, there'd been a couple of windows where he'd been rumored to be something that Spurs were after. And then when it came to him actually coming to us, although he talks about it like, oh, I spoke to Ange and he really convinced me of the project and that sort of thing. I mean, mentally, if he'd been talking to Spurs for the last couple of windows, and he'd sort of had it in his mind that this is something that might happen, and he's going to live in London and he was going to play for a big team and be a very important player here, even if, you know, another team comes in and says, oh, we're interested too, it's like, yeah, well, I've already sort of mentally decided that I was going to Spurs last window, so you know, that does help, I think. But that depends on the player, though, because some of them will just go, where's the biggest paycheck, you know?
But look, we don't want them players at Tottenham. We've had enough of them,
Exactly.
and they've absolutely rinsed us dry. So, you know, maybe it weeds out the weak. But Ribsy, I do want to say, first of all, thank you for all of your support, you know, down the years. Again, we are another one that go back quite some time, my man. I appreciate you hopping on our shows and whatever you can as well. And look, you've been another one that's helped kick these fan shows off, and you still going to get on them to date, which is really appreciative. And I wish you and your family I'm going to get this one right for Tyler, because he's next, merriest of Christmases, my man. And hopefully you have a great festive period and a great holiday time, my man.
Yeah, you guys too. No, thanks. I've been I can't even remember when I first started looking at this channel, but there was some. Yeah, but it was pretty small, and I remember at the time there was something that happened on one of the bigger channels that I was watching that really got my goat at the moment. So I was just like, forget it, I'm going to watch this other channel for a bit. But it's I can't even remember what that was that annoyed me at the time. So I've just been enjoying myself.
Well, we're glad you're stuck. You're glad you're stuck by here, Ribsy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Merry Christmas to you, man. And really, like Dave said, thanks for helping us out in a variety of different ways. We appreciate you.
Cheers, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, my man. And long may we be together, my man. Have a good one.
See you, sir. Have a good rest of the week.
See ya. Everybody, please big up Ribsy in the comments. Wish him a very Merry Christmas. We go back a long way. I mean, he's an absolute gent of a guy as well. You know, always has great things to say. So everyone, please wish him a happy Christmas. He's been around for quite some time. But look, let's keep the show on the road. Let's keep it going. I believe, Tyler, are you ready?
Yep, 2 more guests, Big T, and then Dermatron, and then we'll end it there. Big
Are
Tyler.
you there, Big T? One more shout out, Big T. You there?
Tyler, happen to be there? Maybe he's camera off.
Well, the mic's off.
He's usually not.
Maybe he's busy. Yeah. So, Darmo, if you're there, we'll go with you, and then we'll come back to Big T.
Dermatron.
Are they on the phone together? Well, maybe Big T's
having their own banter together.
Yeah, could be on the phone together. We'll give Big T a minute.
But Dermot's mic is off. Should we bring Dermot in? Is he?
If he was there, he'd be putting in the comments right now. If he's listening, he has a habit of not listening, Darmo.
Yeah, either of you two. We do need one of you to come in to have a convo with.
Oh, I've got to go on, Philip. Sorry.
Okay, so we'll give Darmo a second to sort himself out. Big T, feel free to get yourself back in the back end, and we'll get you on, brother. Do not worry about that. I believe Ian Cook, I think you said you might try, although your internet's a bit dodgy. We'll give you a shot. We'll try and work it out. If you want to come on and have your say either, my man, just let us know. But look, we'll go with Dermot. Don't yet, Tyler. I'll do that to you now, my man. Jack, you just send Tyler the link again. We'll get Darmo on, Tyler, and then we'll come back to you, my man. We'll get you the link over now. Big up, Tron. How are you keeping?
Not too bad. Sorry about that. I do apologise. I have sent you a message.
With Tyler in the back end.
Pardon?
I thought you and Tyler were on the phone together.
No, I explained to Winder and the WhatsApp message, Dave. So I've given you a explanation why. Yeah, I thought I'd come on with my flat cap before Christmas, just to be a part of the company. And you've let me down, Dave. You're not wearing your flat cap. But Jesus, now.
Dermo, we're keeping with the trend. All December, I've been wearing this, baby.
Yeah, right.
I'm waiting for mine to come, actually. It will come. I guarantee you, it will come after Christmas.
Probably.
So probably. And I'm wearing New Year's Eve. There you go.
Probably.
But yeah, how are you, lads? Are you all ready for Christmas? Are you looking forward to it?
I will once the Everton game's out the way and 3 points are on the board. Until then, I'm sort of like, I've got everything ready, prepared to go and ready for a great time. However, Spurs lose could really change my mind, change my mood over the Christmas, because there's a huge opportunity with Liverpool and Arsenal playing next week, with Man City being over at the Club World Championship and not playing. There's a huge opportunity for us to take something this weekend. Do you think we will get a result against Everton with the pressure on us?
I think we will. I think it's imperative we'll win. I'm going to do my video after, Dave, and I'll explain more in there. But I think it's important that we keep the pressure up on the top 4 or top 5. We've got to make these opportunities count. We cannot just rest on our laurels to think, oh, it's Everton. And look, Everton's not going to be an easy game. In no shape or form. Everton are fighting for their lives. They're on a good run. I think they're unbeaten in the last 6 in the Premier League, which if they were up the top, they would, that's a great run to run. We can't take them lightly, but we should have too much for Everton on Saturday. I really do think that. We've got to turn up with an attitude of this is a big game. This is take our chances and then punish them. Let's put them out of sight and then start easing off and relaxing and saving players for the Christmas period. We don't want to go into the stage with 0-0 with 5 minutes to go and us not taking our chances and Everton picking up a 1-0 win. We've got to take our chances. So kill the game early and then we can rest some of our star players for the Christmas period coming up, because it's so imperative that everyone stays fit, suspension free, and everyone's together for Christmas. Bissouma, for me, it's been a letdown. He's let me down. He's let the club down. He's let the fans down. He needs to take a hard look himself in the mirror.
Is it the performances or the sending offs, just to clarify, Dermo, where he's let you down?
The sending off, for me, I think the performances have dipped, but I think in his defence, he's missed Papa Sarr, and he plays well with Papa Sarr. So I think that's something to do with it. But I also think he's got a little bit big for his boots. He's starting to believe his own hype a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe Ange needs to take him down a peg or two. Just say, hang on a minute. Look, you've let me down now. You've been sent off once for diving. You've been sent off for a ridiculous challenge. We didn't need to make it. And also, you've let me down with some performances. You've got to show us you care. And we're losing for 6 weeks, Dave. It's not just 4 games we're losing for. We're losing for 6 weeks.
Oh, no, I know that. And I copped it straight after as he got sent off. I said, that's him gone for the 4 games and AFCON. But you know what, Dermo? In a way, I'll be honest, I sort of don't mind the red card on this instance, because for me, if the referee ain't going to do anything about it on the pitch, especially with the guy he done it to, Yates, walking around, pulling players down left, right, and centre, every opportunity he got, he was in the referee's ear trying to get players booked. At some point, if the referee ain't going to help you, it's up to you on the pitch to take some retribution.
No.
So personally, because it was Yates he caught, I actually don't really mind it, to be brutally honest.
Yes, I get you on that.
Look, it was a stupid sending off. It was a shit first touch, followed by a stupid tackle. But just because it was on Yates, I'm going to give him a bit of a free pass on this.
But if that was Romero, everyone would be out within 5 minutes, hung, drawn, and caught with him.
Oh, not me.
No, not me either. But that's the point. We haven't jumped on Bissouma's back. His first ended up was a dive, which is embarrassing enough. Tottenham players don't dive. We should have some respect for our club and our badge not to dive. And the second he gets sent off twice, Romero gets sent off for a tackle that was not a sending off. And he gets ready to get him out the club. Get rid of him as a liability. Well, hang on a minute. Let's have a look at the other player that got sent off twice. Is he a liability? Do we need to get rid of him? No, he needs to learn by his mistakes. And Romero
we're making too much
of
the red cards, though, Dermo, and the cards that we're picking up, because I personally think there's been a lot sort of made about it. I'd argue, I think some of them we don't deserve cards. They're like Dier shoulder to shoulder against Nottingham Forest. There was another one at Fulham, I think Doji got booked for, which I thought was incredibly harsh yet again. But also, just with the style of play, we have to expect it, right? You know, Postecoglou, if a player doesn't make that challenge, you can bet your bottom dollar he'd be hauled off and he'd be dropped. They're well aware of this.
We didn't see it up at Celtic, Dave, because they were disciplined up in Celtic. They did play the same way.
They did get
but not as much. But I also feel the referees in the Premier League are not very good this season. There is a downturn in the referee and how they referee the game. And I think that has to be taken into account as well. I think you look at yesterday, the Man United Liverpool game. You had Darwin, I think Liverpool striker, literally up to the clapping his hands in front of the referee's face, being really disrespectful to the referee. Did he get a yellow card? No. Done at the end of the game, the ball goes out. He's frustrated. He should have got the ball. And he'd said anything any normal player would say in that position. Adrenaline's flowing through. You're gonna say stuff. You're gonna be frustrated, and he gets sent off. So where's the consistency? And I feel we've been really harshly done by with yellow cards by referees. It's always been the anti-Tottenham brigade. And you look at Michael Oliver. You look at the offside. That took longer than what it should have took longer. He looked at every angle. How can I give this goal? That is a referee that needs to be banned from the Premier League. Him and that numpty chuckle brother, Anthony Taylor, needs to go as well.
They're no Simon Hooper, I'll tell you that, Dermot. They're definitely not.
Simon Hooper, I will give him credit how he dealt with the game at Luton on Saturday, and how he knew what was going on, got the players off. I give him some respect there. That's how you referee a game, and that's how you deal with that sort of situation. Michael Oliver,
it's not great refereeing performance.
No,
He just
not
done the right thing, using the right protocols.
No, but he, if that was Michael Oliver, Anthony Taylor, they'd probably balls that up as well. I mean, and best wishes to the Luton captain. I hope he gets better soon. And our wishes are with him and his family. But them two referees, they want stringing up in the middle of somewhere. And if they were in France back in the 1800s, right, under Napoleon's time, they would have been guillotined for bringing the country into disrepute. I mean, that's what needs to happen. There are guys. You remember referees back in the day? I can remember referees back in the day, right? You never noticed them. Now they want to be big stars and big prima donnas, and who's got the bigger
Look, when you see the
balls.
lines in the hair and the slits in the eyebrows, you got a problem. You know that's when you got a problem.
They're going there. They probably have the Christmas party. Who's had the biggest yellow card this season, or the biggest red card? They're probably measuring their bloody yellow cards, all of them, with a ruler or something.
That's if they can find them.
Probably can't find them, Dave. They probably lost them on the way to the bank, but who knows? But no, referees have really got under my skin this season. They've been terrible.
But look, to move this on from referees, because I don't want to spend the whole time talking about them. They don't deserve the airtime, quite frankly, unless I'm giving out about them. Then it's worth a listen. But what I would say, Sean, Shawnee Mannix came on earlier on.
Yeah.
I think he put up a great argument against the with Ben Davies. I mean, where are you at with it now when it comes to the guy? 2 great performances. Well, Sean would argue maybe not so great, but where are you at with Ben Davies, lad?
Not sold yet. I'm sold on Richie, by the way. I am sold on Richie.
How's the pigeon dance? Is there good form in it?
Yeah, you do plenty of that. I am improving. I did it when he scored the other night, and Tequila said I needed to work in it, so I am working on it. But no, Ben Davies for me, if he hasn't blinded this game, then I think there's hope for him being a squad player. But he has to back it up. He has to keep backing up. But one thing about Ben Davies, he plays well when he's got better players around him. If you have an Eric Dier or somebody like that next to him, he's going to bring him down to their level, because he's probably looking at Eric Dier and thinking, holy Jesus, got this idiot next to me, and switches off. You got Romero next to you, dare not switch off, because he tackle you. He'll probably have you up in the dressing room, hang you up in the cloak hanger, for about half an hour after the game. But for me, Ben Davies, look, so far so good. He's 50% there. I want him to prove me 50% right. He's worth staying in the squad. Richarlison, for me, absolutely fantastic. 3 goals in 2 games. There's the striker. We paid 60 million. Now go and continue this now. I think he can.
Yeah, let us know. Profitron, can he keep it up?
I think he can. I think Ange has unlocked the Richarlison. He's found the key to unlock the talent that is Richie. And Richie will go out there and he says, right, Dermatron, I'm going to prove you wrong. And he has. And I'll hold my hands up. I've never was his biggest fan. But if you're watching Richie, I apologize. I am now a Richie fan. So good on you, man. You've proved me wrong. You have fair play to him. He's proved me wrong, and that's all I
pigeon and said, "Fly, pigeon, fly."
Yeah,
that's all he needed. Richie was just the Dermatron to get on, get on his train, get on his boat, and then he can finally start, start paying the goods. That's all he needed was the final doubter.
Yeah,
final doubter.
It was a fantastic header, though. But what a cross for the goal, though. But a fantastic. One thing I like about Richie is his work rate. He was even back in defence when we went down before he came off. He was everywhere. So fair play to him. And listen, I want to wish all the Tottenham fans watching this show and everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you two as well, lads. Safe journeys tomorrow, Jack, on the way back to Seattle. I hope you have a safe flight.
Thank you,
Dave.
John.
You have a safe journey to your mum and dad's, which is only up the road. So be careful.
Still a journey.
That's only 10 minutes away from me.
Yeah, well, just be careful. Don't go into any dodgy nightclubs or,
I don't do nightclubs, Dharma. I don't do nightclubs.
I heard you were in one with Barney the dinosaur when you were in London the last time. So, I'll
end up with a pigeon the next time, right on the dance floor, right the way across it. That's what I'll do. But Dermo, seriousness though, my man, I want to say a massive thank you on behalf of myself and Jack, for everything you've done for us. You've been great on the pre-match build-ups this year. You've been a regular on the fan shows. You've been a regular supporter and friend behind the scenes to myself and Jack and that as well. So, look, just in general, there's too much to list that you do. So I just want to say a massive thank you. And look, long may it continue and a happy, Merry Christmas to you and your family. And hopefully you have a great time.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas to you as well. I just want to a big shout out to my mum who's out of hospital now. So I'm seeing her tomorrow. She's going away for a few days for Christmas. So I'm looking forward to my one day off. So I'm glad she's out. But just quick plug the channel, Dave, while it's here. If you want to come over, please come over to THFC Till I Die. Look, we are the home of the Premier League watch-alongs. We will keep you all going over Christmas. I'm going to bring you every game. Every day there's a game. There will be Dermatron on your YouTube to bring you up to date with the games going on. We've got transfer rumors being put out tomorrow. Me and Philip going through some of the news. Give you a few little extra presents under your tree.
Golden nuggets.
A few golden nuggets. And also we've got the roundtable discussion, Dave. I think you're coming on to that, where we discuss our Premier League all-time Spurs 11, where we're going to go from goalkeeper, what formation, and what manager we will pick as well. That is the first thing. We're going to pick the manager as well. So that'd be interesting. And all different bits of fun. On Christmas Day, we have the Dermatron and Philip Brady Christmas speech. We're gonna rival King Charles. That's our aim. Who's going to get more speeches at 3:00? Me or the Godfather? Or King Charles? I think we are because we're better. But whatever you do, Merry Christmas to everyone. Dave, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Jack, yourself.
Merry Christmas, John.
And we'll be back in the new year. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
Don't forget to get that video over to me for lunchtime tomorrow.
I will do it, yeah.
Good man.
Go on, Ange. Give us a nice big Christmas present. 3 points on Saturday.
Wish Derby and the young lad a happy Christmas from myself and Jack, and have a good one, sir.
You too. Take care.
Have a good night. See you, man.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one, my man.
You too.
Everybody, big up the Tron a happy Christmas. Always comes here, no matter the mood. Not no matter the mood. Sorry, no matter what the environment is around Spurs, he always comes here with his positivity. Very hard thing to do. So please make sure you wish him a happy Christmas, because I know he's put a smile on all your faces at some point or another throughout the year. Just to quickly, I know so many people. Before I do forget, because I see her name there, Mia. I am on her channel tomorrow at 12. Well, I say I'm on it. It's already done. It's pre-recorded, ready to go. So I'd appreciate if all you guys could set your alarm, get over and check that out. Let me tell you what day I am on the Advent calendar. What a treat I am. I never thought myself being that sort of Christmas treat, but apparently I am. I am day 8. So people, please check out day 8 of over at Spurs Between the Lines at 12. Then at 1 o'clock, I am on Kate's channel, Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. So make sure you follow me over there. And we'll see what we'll do here tomorrow. And then also, I think Wednesday night, I'm on Trons for the show there. Basically, everyone wants a piece of the pie for Christmas. And there's more than enough of me to go around, me being a big guy. So make sure you follow me around the place and let's enjoy ourselves. But we are on to the last guest of the evening. Just quickly, Davy Shire has gifted one Irish Hotspur membership.
Sadly, it's gone to me, so I'm going to try to find a way to gift that one to someone else. I thought I turned that off, which is really annoying. Like, I felt like I had figured out in the settings, like, how to not receive, like, the memberships, you know, so I didn't steal it from somebody. And I swear I turned it off, or at least I thought I had turned off what I needed to. So, Davey, I'm going to try to figure it out while we're bringing in Tyler to see if I can gift it to somebody else. I'm sorry about that, my man. I've tried to figure that out in the past because that has happened and I do get a little annoyed by it. Thank you very much, though, for supporting the channel, my man. Very, very kind of you. Sorry that happened. I'll fix it.
People saying it's fixed, it's rigged, it's everything else. But honestly, Dave, you've done the same earlier on today as well, my man. Really do appreciate the support. And like I said to people, Davey's going through a tough time. Not me. Mr. Shire, please, everyone, when you see him, get in, ask him how he is, and rally around him. We like to hold our Spurs fans up. So please check in with him when you can. And Davey, I know I'll probably see you before Christmas anyway, my man, but if I don't, happy Christmas to you, and hopefully you try and have as good one as you can, my man. Also, we have Ugly Fish. Merry Christmas, lads. Love the content. Ugly Fish. Really do appreciate the support, my man. It really does go a long way. And look, you're another one. You're always in whatever we do, all the live shows and stuff like that. And we really appreciate the time and dedication that you show towards us. You know, we wouldn't be, honestly, it'd be demoralizing, you know, if you weren't showing that dedication and stuff and enjoying what we do. So, look, I really do appreciate it, Ugly Fish, and thank you very much. Although, since it's Christmas, put your real name in there so that when I do see you, I can address you by your real name. I don't think calling you ugly from the first bat is sort of the right way to go about things. So let me know. Also, big up Tequila 316 as well, my man. Good to see you in the building. And just in case I don't see you, which I probably will, happy Christmas to you and yours, my man. And then Davy Shire's gone again, Jack. He's trying to, hopefully it's gone to someone else. Dave, this one's gone to me, my man. No, I'm only messing. Jack, who's it gone to, my man?
Let me go back to the chat. Let me go back to the chat.
No, I'll do it, Jacko.
Lee B was given it. Lee B was given up. Congratulations, Lee B. And Davy Shire. Like I said, I was going to do it. Very, very kind of you, sir. I was going to re-gift that towards somebody like Lee B. But Lee, please take advantage of it. Next time there is a fan show, come on, have your say. Please take advantage of Davy Shire's kindness here. And I echo the same that Dave has said. I hope that things do sort of turn around for you, or at least that I hope that each passing day gets a little bit easier for you, Davy Shire, my man. And I'm sorry that things are a little tough right now, and especially around the holiday season, doesn't make it any easier. You know, you would like to sort of be a bit more sort of bliss, you know, kind of clear-headed and everything, but I'm sorry it's sort of that way right now. But I do hope things turn around and each day gets a little bit easier. Big up, my man.
Big up, Davey, my man. Look, that one that ended up going to Jack. Just get as soon as this finishes, I'll put in. I need to figure out how to do it, but
I'm trying to figure it out.
And we'll forward one on to somebody else, you know. But big up, Davey, absolute legend, and big up, Lee B. Make sure you use take advantage of it, get involved with all the members only content and stuff like that, sir. But look, we've been keeping Big T waiting long enough in the background. Let's get him on. Let's hear what he has to say. I'm actually so glad he found time to join us this evening. I've been saying happy Christmas to everyone else, and I feel like, you know, I have to give Big T a big happy Christmas. But look, I think he's here to deliver a happy Christmas himself. But Tyler, how are you, man?
What's up, Tyler?
I'm doing good, guys. Sorry if the wind's bad. My Wi-Fi is not working, and this is the best spot.
Oh, we can hear you perfectly. It's better than my camera, lad, and you're on a phone, so...
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Sorry if it's too windy, lovely. But I have someone coming to fix the internet in a little bit here, so hopefully I don't have to get off right away. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well.
No,
doing all right.
We're good. Look, you were sort of in the comments earlier on agreeing with the point that Shawnee was making about Davies. Do you want to extend on that maybe before we go in and talk about other things, or you just agree with that and want to move on and talk about something different?
Yeah, no, you see like this endless praise for Davies having a couple like good matches. In Newcastle, I gave him endless praise. I called the man of the match against Newcastle because if he didn't stop that goal, that game could have gone. Who knows how that game could have gone? So I gave Davies full credit against Newcastle. I thought he was man of the match, but a couple good performances. All of a sudden, he's getting praised like a god, and Romero's been just as good, if not better, than him next to him, and he's not. You don't see anyone talking about Romero. But if Romero, makes a bad challenge, people are all over him for it. So I don't know. It's a little bit crazy to me, but no, I mean, I still, I'm happy Davies is doing better, and hopefully he continues to improve. He's sort of playing like how he was under Conte that first season and that last couple months that got us into the top four. So hopefully he continues.
And that's the thing, right? It's in there. It's just about getting it out there on a consistent basis. And for me, between now and the end of the season, this will be the true. Actually, this will be the last litmus test I'm going to give him. If he can produce it regularly between now and the end of the season, fine. Maybe he can stay. If he doesn't, then I continue on with wanting him gone. But there's always an opportunity for a player to change my mind. So hopefully he does that. First of all, Ugly Fish, big up my man. His name is Robert. So Robert, great to see you. I'll keep that locked in there. So when I see you, I won't be calling you ugly for the first time every single time, my man. But big up, brother. And then Jack has gifted on. Fair play to him. He's gifted on that membership. Jack, who did it go to?
Went to Derek Smith, which is a very good person. I'm glad it went to somebody like Derek. That was somebody who we already know very well in this community, and definitely deserves that membership. Big up to you, Derek. Merry Christmas, man.
You'll be buzzing. Merry Christmas, Derek. And hopefully you enjoy that and avail of all the immunities that we try to provide as best as we can, my man. But Tyler, what's your thoughts on the game Friday night? Good win for us. Look, I'd argue, I thought it was probably one of our worst performances of the season. However, they do say the sign of a good team is that when you're not playing well, you still get over the line and you win ugly games when you have to, and we've done that, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't the best performance, but, full credit to Kulu. He carried us on his back, had an absolutely tremendous performance. No, I mean, look, we're going to have games like that we don't necessarily, play that well, and maybe a draw was more, a draw could have happened, but this is the games you have to win. You have to grind out and get the 3 points, and we did that. So,
absolutely,
just disappointed a little bit in Bissouma for getting the red. But I'd actually said during the watch along in the chat, I was like, I'm okay if Romero gets a red card as long as he clears out Yates.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, Bissouma did do that, but I'm disappointed. He barely nicked his thigh. He didn't really get him good.
Yeah,
so
get a bigger piece.
If he was going to get sent off, I was hoping it would have been for something a little more dirty. But
I agree with you.
You know what, Tyler? That was my dad's biggest frustration, right? When he actually put in the comments just before that, he was like, I want someone to take out that guy, just leave a bit on him. As soon as it happened, he texted my phone. He was like, I didn't mean like that. It's so
Careful
funny.
what you wish for.
And then he was like, and if he is going to do it like that, why didn't he make sure he injured him and make sure it was permanent?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely hilarious. But I'm with you. I actually don't mind it because of the player it was left on. I think if the referee ain't going to dish out any retribution at some point, right, you have to take it upon yourself.
Yeah, but I mean it's just stupid again from Bissouma, losing the ball, trying to do too much again. It's, we're seeing this a little bit too often, and for him to lose his head and go into the challenge like that, trying to get it back, I mean, it was just stupid. We just need better from him.
Does Bissouma have better in him? Because look, he's taken a step up to come and play with Tottenham. And look, I'll be brutally honest. I was thinking about this sort of earlier on today, Big D. He's had more bad games at Tottenham than he's had good games.
Yeah.
Can he reach that next level? Can he do it on the consistent basis we need him to do it?
As of right now, it's looking like he's that purple patch player, but I think he can with the right leadership around the team to keep we need Ange in his ear, calming him down. He can't get his head too big. Because I mean that 10 games from Bissouma, or I don't know if it was fully the 10 that he was amazing, but let's say 8. I mean, he was the best. He was one of the best midfielders in the world, let alone the Premier League. I mean, he was playing incredible. So, he obviously has the quality, but he just needs to get his mind right. And, I'd seen someone compare him with Ndombele. That's, he has the work ethic. You can't compare him to Ndombele, but maybe mentally, he's he's just not fully, you know, I don't know. Maybe he just checks out a little bit in the game. But
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to do a little too much again, and he lost the ball in the midfield, and he's got to simple it down a little. He's got to play a little more simple.
And look, if you were Postecoglou on that, Tyler, what would you do? Because Postecoglou came in here, he put a lot of faith into Bissouma. You could see the confidence he breathed into him at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But Bissouma has let him down with the nature of the 2 red cards. Like the one was the second booking was the dive at Luton, but also, like you alluded to, it was a poor touch followed by another sort of mistake. If you're Postecoglou, how do you handle this situation? Because it's now where Bissouma can just fuck off, fly off to wherever he wants to right now, go and enjoy Christmas and then meet up for AFCON. He sort of left us in the lurch a little, although I do agree with the player he left to challenge on. If you're Postecoglou, how do you handle this situation? Do you drop him? Do you bring him in and speak to him? I mean, what do you do with Bissouma?
Well, the thing is, he is dropped, basically. I mean, it's for 4 games, so it's not like he can really make a decision about that right now.
He dropped himself.
Yeah, and it sucks, you know, him going to AFCON. But, I mean, AFCON, like I think someone said, I was watching the other day, you know, with the country he's with, it's not like they're going to, you know, make a long run, most likely. So we won't really miss him for that much with that. But, you know, it's 4 games. It's now, right? It's 4 games of suspension since he gets his second red.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and look, the Luton one, the dive, it's just inconsistency. I don't get how you can give him the second yellow for diving when I see in literally every game people diving around the box like it's nothing and no cards are being shown. And his was outside the box. So I remember against Chelsea, that little rat Sterling dove in the box 5 times and didn't get one, not even a warning. It's just an absolute joke. He should have been sent off in that Chelsea game, and that could have been a lot different of a result. So I don't. It was. I mean, yeah, it's stupid. I don't really like diving. I hate that Richarlison does it. Richarlison does it a lot. I want him to get that out of his game because the refs don't give him it. They never give him a call. Literally never, because they know what he's doing. It pisses me off so much.
And he still does it. It's brilliant, thinking he'll get the decision. I love it.
But I mean, it's just the Brazilian nature. I know Emerson does it a lot sometimes too. He'll actually get the call though. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
they
he
haven't
gets
caught
the
on
call.
yet with him. They
Jack,
haven't
do you
caught
like
on yet.
diving? Do you like diving? Because you seem to have a good time for Emerson and Richarlison.
I think it's quite
funny.
funny.
Connection to diving.
I think it's quite funny when it earns you a penalty and then, you know, you do get away with it and you do get, you know, that goal ahead. I think there is a skill in it. And there is sort of sometimes if you're not playing as well and you do need a goal to sort of get yourself that distance between yourself and the other team, especially if it's at sort of a bit of a deadlock. I don't know, like it might be, call me cheater, call me whatever you want, but I mean, I genuinely don't mind it. You know, sometimes when a player might dive for a penalty, I think it is shameless. I think it is, you know, sad and gross to see. I think I'm allowed to sort of have both opinions that I do enjoy it when my team benefits, you know, from a dive, but at the same time, do I encourage it? Do I promote it? Not really, but I'm not as disgusted by it as other people are. For example, I remember one time where like Sergio Reguilon, I remember in like a West Ham game, was played in behind, you know, and he sort of dove in the penalty area to try to earn a penalty. And there were all these Spurs fans afterwards that were like, never want to see Reguilon ever wear the shirt ever again. And I was sort of like, I think that's a little extreme, you know, for what is sort of a very common occurrence. Like there are a lot of players that dive. It's part of the modern game. There's sort of an advantage to it. There's a reason they're doing it. And it's not even, I think, sometimes a Brazilian thing, like you mentioned, you know, Sterling does it. Cole Palmer, you know, did it just the other day for Chelsea in a very embarrassing sort of way. Got called up for it immediately.
Jack Grealish.
Like, yeah, Grealish too. Grealish especially dives constantly. So yeah, I would say it's part of the game. Certain players have a good knack at doing it and really benefit from it. And it's actually almost part of their game. Even in certain cases, like guys like Grealish do earn you a lot of fouls, get you a lot of free kicks because of that style. So I don't know. I don't hate it. But do I promote it? Probably not. But I don't hate it as much as other people do. There is a reason people do it because it does give you an advantage.
Yeah.
And what would you say though then, Tyler, with just sort of referees in general though around just sort of kind of, I think if you were to go back in some of the games and you were to look at the total foul count of the opposition and then look at the total foul count for Spurs, and then you also were to look at the yellow cards, I'd be curious what you think, because I feel like there's definitely some games where probably the opposition have had almost double the amount of fouls that we've had, but then yet we were the ones that ended up with all the yellow cards afterwards, which I think is sort of interesting and been kind of very frustrating for me recently.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen to like City a lot too, because when you're this, more dominant team and you have all the possession, when you do make that foul, when they get a counterattack or whatever, it is a little bit more like kind of like it's harsh to say, but it's it is stopping their maybe only chance of the game. So like the refs want to like give a card to the team that's dominating for some reason to make it a better game. Maybe I don't know if the Premier League has them do that, but
it does
you
seem like
see it-
mercy sometimes. Some of these cards, like
Yeah.
direct, yeah.
But I mean,
Do you know what I
Sonny,
would? Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
go on.
no, I was just gonna say Sonny was getting stomped all game. I think a Dogi or someone got stomped on. But no cards. Yeah, it's just really annoying. I was getting upset during the game. I mean, Yates should have had a yellow. Obviously, I think everyone hates him right now. But nah. But you can go on. What were you gonna say, Dave?
No, I was just going to say, I think there is legitimacy to like what you were saying there, Tyler. About them trying to dish cards out to the bigger teams to make it a more exciting game. Let's not forget the whole reason why sort of VAR was brought in here, and they've also said that they want to drive a big push to bring more goals into the game, and try and make it more exciting to maximize Sean says, the most juice from the squeeze. So I've no doubt there is that element to what you're saying included in it to try and help it more of an exciting game, not so much a one-sided. They want on any given day the bottom team to be able to beat the top team so that they can sell it like that and stuff.
I mean,
like that.
every neutral wants
that. To that.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that. Anyway, Big T, who do you want to fill Bissouma's boots versus Everton?
Yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed right now that Celso has a knock. To me, like, I don't like. I'm sure every footballer has knocks. Let's be real. So I don't know how bad his injury is. It kind of seems more to me like I think he also realizes that he's not going to be fully given this chance. I mean, in matches that he has been healthy, Skip's still been like first off the bench or Højbjerg, even though we need a more attacking player on the pitch. So I think at this point, Lo Celso is probably leaving. But if it is, a legitimate injury, and hopefully, he'll be back for the game, and hopefully Ange does start him, I think he should. He's the obvious option to come in there, and I'd like to see, just a dual aid of Sarr and Lo Celso, not even have a six, but both of them, help out in defense and offenses. Box to box midfielders, and then Kulo at the 10.
That might actually. Do you think maybe that could be a midfield that could work for a different team, but maybe not Everton, because Everton, right, offer that very hard-working, very physical midfield. Could it be a better game for Højbjerg maybe because of that reason, or maybe does that not really matter?
I think Lo Celso's, a pretty aggressive player as well. Him and Sarr, I think, will be perfectly fine in the midfield. I don't think any of our midfielders are as strong as like an Abdoulaye Doucouré. I think he will kind of, have his way here and there with some nice tackles and some good physical play, and definitely help Everton out there through the midfield. But I don't think. I mean, I'm okay with Højbjerg starting as well if that is happening. But it's looking like Skip's his first option. So Skip versus Doucouré is looking like the most likely outcome.
I hope. I hope not. I actually might boycott watching the game if that happens, being brutally honest, because you may as well go out there and start with 10 men. He was absolutely atrocious when he came on the other night. He's so lost, but he also looks scared and rattled. I mean, that header that came to him, it's a free header. We got a big circle around him, free, nobody around him. You're like, okay, knock it on forward, pick a header where you're going to cushion it down to. And he just balloons it 50 feet up in the air, right from where honestly, I couldn't believe what I was watching when it comes to that guy. I really hope he doesn't play, because if he does, we're in for a world of pain on against Everton, absolute world of pain. Because, if he's not good going forward, which he isn't, that was highlighted when he ran up the pitch and there was no one in the box and he decided to cross it to Casper. But, defensively, I don't think he's all that great either. I see a lot of him.
He's lost that defensiveness.
Dragging out of people, stuff like that. So For me, I'm not sure what he does. But look, let's wait and see what happens on that. But look, Tyler, I just want to say before we let you go, my man, a massive happy Christmas to you. Again, you're another one who's been a good friend to me behind the scenes and to Jack, and stuff like that. That doesn't go unnoticed, brother. Always been there for me when I've been feeling down and stuff like that as well. But, you've also been a great supporter of this channel, a great supporter of our shows, and you always tune in when you can. And you've been around for quite some time, which is absolutely amazing. We enjoy having you, so keep coming back. Hopefully, this continues for a long time. But also, I want to wish you the very merriest of Christmas to you and your family, my man, and hopefully you have a great holidays.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. You guys are great. Obviously, this channel is amazing. I watch it, whenever you guys put up a video, whether it's members only video or regular video or stream, whatever. I'm always trying to watch, always trying to support.
Thank you.
It's always put a smile on my face no matter what. If I agree with what you guys are saying or not. Obviously, me and Dave has been going at it with Celso a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
do you know what it is? I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn, Tyler. That's my problem.
What?
I'm stubborn. That's my problem.
Oh yeah. We all can be a little stubborn. We all think we have, the best whatever in our head of what the players are or what we think can help the team. But I really appreciate you guys. Love the fantasy videos too, especially. I've been really trying to get into it. I'm chasing you, Jack. I think I'm 7th and you're 5th right now.
Dude, you're in the top 10.
I'm not letting you go away.
Top 10, man. Congratulations. It's good to have a good company like yourself in there. And you even had more points than me, but from what I can tell last week as well. So I better get my game up. And you're not too far behind, I must say. Only about less than 20 points, I think, behind me. So definitely big week from yourself. And, you'll have the bragging rights. Merry Christmas to you, Tyler, though. Really do appreciate you, my man. Thanks for just, making this community what it is. You and so many other people just sort of make this, a fun, friendly, and just, a desirable place to be, I think, for a lot of people, because it is really friendly here because of people like yourself. Big up to you, Tyler.
And he keeps the chat in order as well. I do notice that, if anyone's getting a bit leery, Big T's in there to keep it in order, which I absolutely love. No, but seriously, brother, really appreciate everything you've done for myself and Jack. It really does mean a lot, man.
Merry Christmas, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Get these substitutions better, Ange. No more Skip first off the bench, please. For the love of God. I thought we got rid of that with Conte. I thought we got rid of the the poor substitutions, but whatever. We'll see. I know he doesn't have much to work with right now. So
look, he's trying things, and that's all you can ask of the manager. But look, I actually think, what? I say he got it wrong, but in the end we won 2-0. But I think that's the first thing he's sort of done that I've disagreed with since he's come here, which is probably a good thing, I suppose. Brilliant. But look, Tyler, go and enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully that internet does get sorted out for you, my man. And I just quickly, how's your hamstring coming along? I know you've been out of tennis for a while because of it. Are you nearly back?
Yeah, I got it checked out again last week, and they said another 3 to 5 weeks till I'm fully recovered, until I can start playing like a high intensity sport again. But I've been slowly getting there. Been starting to jog on the elliptical a little bit. Been riding the bike. But so that's sort of like when people are like kind of trying to get people are excited that Van de Ven's starting to have a lot of progress and coming back. I think we should be very, very careful. We cannot rush him back. I know I don't get the treatment like obviously he does, every single day. So I mean, obviously his is going to be a little bit quicker probably. But no, I think we have to be really patient with Van de Ven because hamstring injuries do linger. And if you don't get rid of all the scar tissue, it will heal up with scar tissue and you can tear it again. So we have to be very careful.
Good to know. Good to know.
For sure. Just quickly on that, I mean, I was actually, again, it's a great man to think alike, Tyler, but I was thinking about that earlier. He could very easily suffer the same of Rafa Varane. He was very quick. Hamstring injury sort of blighted his career and his progress. And I just hope Van de Ven doesn't go down that same route. But Tyler, great having you again, my man. I'm so glad you managed to get on and speak to us this evening. It wouldn't have been the same without you, my man. And go and have a good day and keep me updated on the hamstring injury.
I will. Appreciate you guys.
Good man,
See you,
Tyler. Have a good rest of your week, sir.
See ya. Have a great rest
of the holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And he comes with the Christmas hat as well. I mean, personally, I love the dedication.
Everybody's outdone themselves with the Santa hat. You started a trend yet again, Dave.
Yeah,
a trend.
Personally, I'm touched by the the level of commitment to it. But look, honestly, people, big up Tyler in the chat and wish him a Merry Christmas. Do you know what?
Good man.
I've never met someone, who's, well, I have with Jack, but as nice as Tyler is, genuinely heart always in the right place, no matter what he tries to do. Absolutely golden guy. So please wish him a Merry Christmas. But look, we are ending off now. That is us done. The Cheese Room are live, so I put their link in the chat if anyone wants to continue on and get over there and maybe listening to what they have to say. But yeah, look, that's it from us. Another fan show done. We won't be doing another one before Christmas, so I just want to say it to everybody again, and I'll be saying it off stream, but there will be people that will be watching back that I haven't got to say it to. Happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, and look, hopefully you have a great holiday and you spend it with family and you've got food on the table. They're the two things that really matter. Everything else is just, all fluff and everything else, it's not a necessity. So once you got family and friends and food on the table, it's all that really matters around this period. So hopefully you have a great time.
Merry Christmas to you all. Really happy holidays. Whatever you're doing, for this next week or two, I do hope that you have a good time with either friends, family, close ones, loved ones, really everybody. We do appreciate you all, everybody that does come around and support this channel. We have, like I said earlier, a great community around here. We do love and support each other, and we hope that you have good holidays, because we all deserve some good holidays, heading up, ahead of this new year. Hopefully you have some New Year's maybe goals or anything like that, resolutions. I don't really know how much I believe in that. I think it's just, setting new goals, setting new sort of kind of mindsets and everything. But everybody, really do hope that we get to see you again sometime soon around here, but really appreciate you all. Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Spursmas.
Yeah, Merry Spursmas. And look, I pinch myself every day. Me and Jack are so blessed. We really are. Most people can only have, friends they can count on one hand. Myself and Jack are so lucky. We're into the hundreds at this point. So thank you very much, everybody. It really is a blessing. And, you've no idea how much you guys have changed my life and make me happy every single day. And then we have this super chat from Hennessy, and then I will close my big mouth and let you all get some shut eye or whatever you're off to do. He says, any chance for Dier to change your mind, Dave? Look, Hennessy, what I will say, my man, is there's always a chance for someone to change my mind. Look, realistically, I think there's an unfair narrative surrounding me when I call out players. I only call out players because they're not performing on the pitch, which is what they're paid to do. If they start performing on the pitch, I'll ease off them and give them that chance. But what I can't accept is players coming here, taking big wages and not giving a shit about performances on the pitch. And by not giving a shit about performance on the pitch, it means they don't give a shit about all the fans that pay, whether it's to go to games, tuning in from all countries around the world, buying it off the sports providers in them countries to be able to watch the game and stuff like that. So I take it personally when they don't put on performances, because it means they don't give a shit about me, who dedicates my life to this football club. But there's always a chance, and hopefully that gives Ben Davies a happy Christmas and other players a happy Christmas to realise that in the Irish Hotspurs books, there's always a chance. But my demands are high, so you better meet them. That's what I would say, Hennessy. But big yourself up, my man. There's always a chance. And do you know what? If he does come in and do well, if he ever gets his opportunity, which he won't, I might venture and watch that documentary of his. But until then, I won't. But big up, Hennessy. There's always a chance.
Always a chance, Hennessy. Always a chance. Once he's gone, Dave will enjoy it. Probably won't enjoy it, but maybe he then will, come around to that documentary. Big up, everybody. Really, Merry Christmas to you all. Hopefully you have a good rest of your week as well. Like I said earlier, spend it with loved ones, friends, or even if you're not even celebrating Christmas, we hope you have a good, nice holidays and a good New Year's and all that good stuff, everybody. Appreciate you all. Hope to see you soon. And yeah, Big Ange we trust. Friday night, or not Friday, Saturday. Keep getting it wrong. Haven't gotten it once right this whole show. What day we're actually playing on, but I will see you for it.
Look, whatever day it's on, we'll be there. No, we will be there Saturday with the usual content for you guys and stuff like that for sure. But look, we'll also be back during the week with other bits and pieces. I know there's just some people that will be traveling and stuff like that. So I want to make sure we can say happy Christmas to as many of you guys as possible, because we just want to show appreciation. But look, that is it from us. We're off. We'll see you back here tomorrow at some point. Have a great evening. There's a link in the chat for the cheese room if people want to get across there and watch them. They're still live. I'm going to see you all back here tomorrow. In the mighty hands we trust. We never
Come on, you
stop.
Spurs. In the
Come
mighty
on,
hands.
Spurs. If we win Saturday, the title race is back on.
Everybody. See you, everybody. Come on, you Spurs. Big
See
hands
y'all.
we trust.